Jesus Christ. Good thing we're not on air yet.
Oh, we are.
Welcome back to the delightful disarray and convoluted charm of the Three Guys and Sometimes Bob podcast. We're cozily nestled in the unpredictable confines of the cigar cave. Part tobacco haven, part auto garage, and, if you can believe it, a part-time hair salon, too. Here, every puff might just tell a tale, and every oil change definitely comes with a side of unsolicited yet priceless advice. Whether you're here for a stylish snip or to recline with a robust cigar and a sip of the meticulously mishandled barrel-aged concoction from our good friends at Steam Distillery, you've stumbled upon your new favorite alcove.
With your best-loved hosts. And sure, maybe Bob will pop in if he remembers where we're at today. We weave through topics that zigzag from deep philosophical musings to the delightfully mundane and plunge headlong into the downright bizarre. It's all set against the backdrop of our beloved multifunctional lounge, where ordinary is just another word nobody can quite define. Sponsored by the cozy aromatic chambers of the Cigar Cave and the enthusiastic, albeit occasionally eccentric, distillers at Steam Distillery. Brace yourself for an experience filled with laughter, enlightenment, and the occasional head-scratcher. So relax, light up that cigar, and let's dive into the conversation. After all, this isn't just any podcast. It's a spontaneous road trip through dialogue and discovery.
Gefördert durch die gemütlichen, aromatischen Kammern der Cigar Cave und die begeisterten, wenn auch gelegentlich exzentrischen Destillateure von Steam Distillery, bereite dich auf ein Erlebnis voller Gelächter, Erleuchtung und gelegentlicher Kopfkratzer vor. Also entspann dich, zünde dir eine Zigarre an und lass uns in das Gespräch eintauchen. Denn schließlich ist dies nicht nur irgendein Podcast, es ist eine spontane Fahrt durch Dialog und Entdeckung.
No bam.
No bam.
Holy moly.
Well, I figured, we had to do a shout out to our German folks. So basically, I had first off, I want to say thank you to President Biden and Kamala Harris for taking some time out of their day yesterday to do our intro for us.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get, what's his name to do that? This guy's volunteered.
Oh, we already had Donald on.
Yeah, Donald was on the line.
Yeah, he's the original member.
He was an OG.
He's an OG.
He's an OG, yeah.
Well, he's currently busy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's busy.
He's a little bit.
Passing gas.
Being gagged.
No, gas.
Gassed. Oh,
Yeah.
well, either or. Some probably were gagged after he gassed. I don't know.
Yeah,
Could
that's
be.
what I've heard.
There's a chance.
Holy moly, we're back.
We got all kinds of updates, too.
Do we?
On the
What
stats.
episode is this, Michael? 14?
15. This is number
15.
15.
Ooh, what is that in German, gentlemen?
15.
15?
F-U-N-F. Good God.
Well, 15 is Berliner.
Yeah. 15.
15 is
5 and 10.
the rest of the country is.
It's like, get your fucking white brain into here.
It sounded like 15 to me.
15.
15.
15.
I'm not very good at.
Well, we know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
with-
barely can speak English
Yeah,
correctly.
with your German
Not even
background,
that.
too?
Yep. I don't, yeah, my German background, three generations removed.
Well,
Okay,
Anyway,
so
hey, welcome back, Tom.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
yes, we got
Yes.
Tom with us again.
Again,
Yeah.
Blessing with us with his presence, or whatever we're calling it.
presence and with his blessings.
So just to roll through our stats here real quick, as far as the 10,000 foot level of geographic locations, we gained another country.
Really?
We are in Austria, so all you people in Austria, throw another shrimp on the Barbie.
there you go.
Sagt man
Oh, it's good.
Österreich.
Österreich, wie
Oh.
geht's heute?
Wo
Boy, mate.
does it just give you the country, or does it tell a
And in Austria, we are in Styria, Styria. Styria.
Styria.
Styria? I don't know.
Dysteria?
I don't know, but throw that shrimp on the Barbie. We're in.
I love that part of that movie.
Still got Seoul, South Korea.
Okay.
Oh, good. They didn't get executed yet for
No.
listening.
Well, South Korea's allowed.
Yeah, but
Yes.
they're north is close.
Well, it's probably somebody in North Korea on a VPN that shows them
Oh,
South Korea.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And then
Welcome.
Waikato, New Zealand. Israel still don't give us it says not enough data to get their location because apparently they're blocking shit over there.
Well, yeah, they're probably dodging missiles
They
and
got a few
shit.
things going on. And Germany, we gained some extra dudes.
What?
Oh, really?
We are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states. We decided last week states or regions.
Holy
We're
shit.
in North Rhine-Westphalia, which we've been Bavaria, Saxony, Land Berlin, which is there an Ocean Berlin? Or a Lake Berlin?
Berlin's on land.
It is.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of it is, isn't it?
Yeah. The whole
They
thing.
don't have a coast of Berlin.
No, Berlin is.
Okay,
Well,
so-
it's on a river, the Spree.
Oh, so maybe that's the different one.
On
That's
both
on a river.
sides of the river.
It's on
Yeah,
both
it's on
sides.
both sides of the river.
And we've got Mecklenburg-Vorpommern.
He speaks German just as
I
good as
do.
I do.
Yeah, I know.
You know, my
It's amazing.
grandparents were 100% German.
So were mine.
Oh.
Yeah,
Maybe we have the same grandparents.
Well,
Yeah, Baden.
I will not do a 23andMe because I'm afraid what I'll find out.
Baden-Württemberg region.
That's Baden-Baden.
It says Baden-Württemberg.
Württemberg.
Württemberg?
I know, it's got one of them U's with the dots over it.
Yeah.
The umlaut.
this is
Umlaut,
Süd-
yeah.
Süddeutschland.
We're in Lower Saxony, not Upper, and Saarland.
Saarland.
So is the lower, is that like $20 downtown or $40 uptown?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
$20 is
Well, shit. You guys are carrying the German.
It's because we speak somewhat well.
They probably called everybody they knew and go, "Hey, these guys actually.
Are fucking
We got
crazy.
Bob. They found Bob." It's like Bob was one of us.
Bodo.
In United States, we've
Bobo.
got, we've got
No.
almost as many.
No, you dumb shit.
We've got almost as many German states as we do U.S. states.
That's
Got
incredible.
8 there and 9 in the U.S.
We will conquer the rest of the country later.
Das ist aber wunderbar, ne?
Yeah.
We gained
Okay.
some more Oregon cities, but I'm not going to go through the list because I don't remember which ones we had before. But
All of them
a
except for
bunch.
the new ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of those.
California, we've got a shit ton.
Shit. Wow. What? So
So Napa, Sacramento, Half Moon Bay, Castaic, Oakland, Folsom, Gilroy, Newark,
Castilla?
Fontana, Ventura, Temecula.
That's because
Temecula. We know people in
That's,
Temecula.
that's the boat people?
Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
boat people we were with. They're great people.
Oh,
Lot
that
of
was
fun.
that one gal.
I thought you were queer.
No, they're Reading.
We didn't get ready
Lesbian,
yet.
not
Oh.
queer. Lesbian.
Yeah.
I thought you were lesbians?
Yeah, because we like.
Well, we
girls.
claimed them.
Oh, okay.
Temecula was.
Was that?
I don't know. You were the mayor on the boat.
Yeah, I know. And
I was just staff.
Begins with an A. Not Adrian. Something like that.
Amanda.
Adriana, or that wasn't.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that gal.
Yeah, she was neat.
Yeah, she was always wearing like a sundress and.
She was just. She was a happy lady.
Yeah, I know. That was cool. Yeah. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to-
We'll
all.
we'll dig through our database
and maybe the fam,
figure
too.
figure your name out.
So, and
They were from Temecula, weren't they?
I think so with the fam.
Really?
all 4 people that live in Temecula. So,
Oh God.
and we got 3 cities in Washington now. We got Seattle, Yakima, and Vancouver.
Okay. Well, Vancouver might be the
Vancouver.
bosses.
Yeah.
That could be
Vancouver,
Rhonda's bosses.
That's basically Portland.
Yeah, that's
But
close.
except on the other
Except
side.
there's a
Yeah.
river in between. I'm kind of like, what the? Was that my car? Maybe.
No, I think that's probably Monica or whoever got here
Oh, okay. Well,
from
welcome.
next door.
Well, somebody pulled in over there.
Yeah. Welcome. Oh, locking that truck. Okay. Not a big deal.
So, what do we got going on with episode 15? We got going on in the world. We got a whole bunch of college protests now.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah,
NYU.
I want to hear it before we start serving up a big cup of hot chocolate on this shit. Why? Why are they doing this?
Because they can. It's totally like the 60s all over again with the Vietnam protests.
Yeah, it is kind of.
But they're being kind of violent about it, aren't they?
No.
Oh,
Capture headlines and get your attention. They did.
Well, Columbia's there.
That's
Like
a
they have the
protest
police
too.
come in. Was it Columbia University? They
Oh,
had
yeah,
that.
the Columbia
And
NYU.
they're discussing the military coming in there kind of thing as well.
Well,
I saw
they-
them-
Oh, that would. What the hell was it in Detroit where the
just from the normal Tuesday.
yeah, it's a Tuesday.
Right there in
Chicago,
Yeah.
they call it Tuesday.
Well, that's a different city.
no Kent
Right.
Kent
same.
State
Kent State.
Kent
Remember
State.
that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that was back.
Yeah,
in the
that
day.
was bad news.
Forget it,
Columbia's objection is that they're doing it on Columbia property.
Oh.
Okay, and that's why they could go across the street and Columbia wouldn't care.
Right.
But
That's fine.
there's something about the I don't know whether it's when you join Columbia, you go to Columbia, you sign up. I will not.
Code of ethics.
Well, I don't. I went to college. I don't remember signing. I'm not going to play with my pee-pee in public or something.
Why not?
I wouldn't.
Oh,
find it.
that.
I don't want to show it off.
What was it we were looking at earlier today?
Not Bob's pee-pee, I hope.
David Pecker. Yeah, the guy that the first witness in the trial.
Oh yeah.
David Pecker and this woman was going on about that idea. I saw a penis in the hallway or something.
Okay.
It was funny.
Only one?
Well, it's only one that she saw. Oh. This was a Daily Show thing.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I mean, protesting's protesting, and doing it peacefully is wonderful, and that's what your God-given right that every serviceman in this country fought for you to do that. But when you start throwing shit and being anti-American, then you need to fucking go.
Well,
they start throwing.
And I'm not going to buy you a plane ticket this time.
What if they not?
What's anti-American? I mean,
when you go
Tea
against
Party.
your own government, when you're protesting the United States against your own United States and on United States ground.
What about the hammers they threw through the Congress on the 6th of January?
Show me a hammer.
Oh Jesus! About Moscow March.
Now, if you said if it was a fence, I would go, okay, I get you.
All right, a fence. You can put nails in the ground with a fence if you pound hard enough.
Well, sure.
And aim good.
Yeah.
But when does it come to personal responsibility of what people do? If you're willing to go and do this, which is great, go do it. Suffer the consequences if you break the law.
Oh, that's pretty much the way it is.
Yeah.
So, kinda.
Unless you
Rules for die or what's that?
Well, normally
rules for
when
me
you
and not die.
Not for me.
Not for me.
And you, not me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude's
So
like,
What about the thighs?
yeah, the thighs.
Joe Theismann. Did he break a leg or something?
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, it was ugly, as I recall.
Yeah, it was.
And they
And
kept
they showed
showing
it over and over and over.
It's like, okay, fine. Take him to the fucking hospital. Set that thing.
Well, they had to make good TV. Anyways, but good luck to everybody out there doing whatever they need to be doing.
Yeah, just do it peacefully.
Just do it, yeah.
But my thing with this
But
is if the president of Columbia University is saying, no, you can't do this Palestinian protest on the property, do they also do that for like the vegans that are protesting meat and throwing blood on sheets?
Correct.
I'm helping the vegans because I ate a steak the other day. It's not producing methane anymore.
oh, good. Yeah, I'm
good.
taking care of mine too.
Yeah, I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my thing. Is if you're going to ban all of them, you have to ban all of them.
Well,
One of them
that's normally where people get into trouble. I mean, there's no rule here in Grants Pass that you can't walk down the sidewalk waving something or whatever. But sooner or later, if it hinges, impacts traffic and all that stuff, then they pass an ordinance or whatever saying you can't do that anymore. And then if you do it, you get arrested.
Like sleeping on the
So the thing is showing up at Columbia and demonstrating before they said, don't do this. That was fine. But then once Columbia figured out that this was going to disrupt school, education, everything else, and then they say you can't come here. Yeah, then they're making a decision to,
Correct.
The
Thank you.
the court case.
Thank you, Wang.
Hey, you got one more? of those?
Apparently, I gotta go to work.
Thanks, man.
I'll be right back.
The court case that's going on in New York.
Take your coffee.
They apparently have across the street from the court. There's a section for, pro, anti, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Demonstrating. So, remember the gosh, who were they in the airport? Not the Buddhists, but
The Hare Krishnas.
Hare Krishnas. They impacted travel. So all airports passed here's your box.
You can't do this.
Because we can't stop you from doing it because, you have a right to convert.
Down in L.A. airport, I saw signs on the doors that said, you're not allowed to be in the airport unless you have a ticket, basically, and you can't.
Right.
No picking through trash on the outside.
Right.
No panhandling. But we saw guys picking through the trash and panhandling.
There's no enforcement,
There's no enforcement, but if you don't have a ticket, you can't be in a damn airport.
Well, I mean,
So we stood outside smoking.
with a ticket.
But you had a ticket.
But I had a ticket, yeah.
So it's difficult to some people are passionate about things and they're upset, and whether or not they go against you or for you, your opinions.
Correct.
Demonstration is part of this country's history.
Yeah.
But you also have to. I mean, again, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
Right.
You're
entitled to your own stupid opinion, even if you're wrong.
Yeah.
But
thank you, sir.
My question on the whole protesting thing: if you're protesting in the United States, isn't that wrong?
No.
It's not.
Not to protest. No.
But if you're living in a country,
you're putting a different idea.
But if they're anti-American,
they're not anti-American. They're anti-certain positions that the government has taken. Mm-hmm. And Vietnam demonstrations, they were against the war. The war.
Agreed.
Not against the U.S. of A.
Yeah.
But what about the protesters that are against the USA?
They're in Russia.
Where are they?
No, they're here in the United States.
Where?
They're going.
No, he's talking about the people that stormed the Capitol.
Okay.
If they did something wrong, they go to fucking jail where they're gone. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm talking about these anti-Israel, or not the anti-Israel. The people or the Palestinian, anybody that's going against the United States because they don't believe what the government is doing, and they're saying death to America, death to the United States. You're living in this country and you have that right to do that, but it's wrong.
Oh, I haven't heard different. The death part.
So what do we do with those people? We just meh.
No, they're demonstrating a decision the country is making. Now, I think that this, if you want to be conspiracy, Hamas was fantastic. There was too much peace on the fucking planet, and they threw a fucking hand grenade in the middle of a children's birthday party.
No, and they should all die.
Oh, I got no mercy for Hamas.
I'm talking about if you want to align yourself with Israel. Well, I can't use Israel because we're an ally of Israel. Israel's our big brother. They're the bouncer in the bar. Okay, I'm talking about if you want to align yourself with the Palestine or Hamas, we'll call it Hamas, and you want to protest for them, then why don't you go over there and do it? Well, what are you going to accomplish anything here in the United States by chanting to the river to the sea?
You're making sure that it's visible to other people what's going on.
But they're using our platform to do it against our own government and our own citizens.
Again, they're demonstrating against a position and an opinion our country has taken. No. That's not anti-American.
You're going against your country because our country is standing on the premise of we're supporting, we'll say, Israel. Well, you may not like Israel.
I don't care either way.
Right. You're a bad example.
I'm not a good example.
But no, if you're going against your own government, that is treason.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why we have difference of opinion.
That's your opinion. Yeah,
but if you try to overthrow it, yes, that is treason, and that's why January 6th was trying to overthrow the legitimate process of democracy. That's treason.
But we're a republic, not a democracy.
Overthrowing the republic.
I did that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No. So
I would love to see the overthrow of the Republicans.
Is it the Democrat Party or the Democratic Party? Democratic. But you get a bunch of people, it's the Democrat Party. No, it's not. It's Democratic. It'd be like saying it's the Repub. Repubs. Well, there's Republicans.
Wouldn't it have been it'd be pubes then, right?
If you take pubes, yeah.
It'd be pubes if you
was it Demuplicans and the Republicrats?
Yes.
It's all the same friggin' party anyway.
It's the same horse.
It's the same horse.
No, actually, it's a rhino.
It's a rhino.
It's a rhino.
You got two sides of the same ass?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's kind of like Todd over there. Did you see what I put below Todd for you?
I did not even look over there.
Go look over at Todd.
Oh, nice. I like it.
We moved the table over here so you wouldn't have to face Todd.
I
but he's
appreciate
looking
that.
over your shoulder.
Yeah, like now he's behind me, just
He's plotting his
plotting
his revenge.
plotting whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can see it.
For those in the listening audience, Todd is to the layman, it looks like a rabbit with little antler horns.
It's a jackalope.
It's a jackalope.
Well, I'm just explaining because then you have to explain about
who's
the
the
jackalope.
uninformed? Yes.
Right.
Well, you,
The uninformed?
And
Yeah.
they're called it's called a jackalope.
Our listeners are highly educated individuals.
Oh, no,
because
they're
listening.
not.
not all of them.
No, they're not.
There you go. So we're
Okay.
talking to the no,
We're talking deplorables.
not the deplorable because he likes the uneducated.
He does. He likes
So, and one thing I want to mention. So our last episode apparently got cut short because I don't know, it just did.
Because it
and
happens.
so hopefully it won't happen this time. It shouldn't because I reformatted the card.
Okay.
But there's also a poll on that one. So if anybody listen, go take the poll. It's the moist and juicy taco versus
Dry taco? Yeah.
or you don't care either way. So yeah, you got three options there.
So there was. Yeah.
Wait, moist and juicy. You can have a hot taco that's not moist and juicy nor crispy.
Correct. It would be dry then.
It'd be a dry ass taco.
Deep fried. That's a taquito or some such.
Well,
Which is
it's-
probably
that's-
another American.
That's like
thing.
a Jack in the Box.
So we're
taco.
talking.
Yeah.
We're not talking about tacos. We're talking about
No,
taco.
we are because we had tacos last night at the
We
table,
did have
in the green
tacos.
room over there, and they
you
were
go.
getting soggy. And that's what we're saying. Do you like your tacos soggy?
Right, but those are supposedly to be crispy.
Correct. Those ones
Right.
were meant to be crispy.
Yeah, yeah, those
But
were
after
meant to-
sitting for X number of minutes, they
Get soggy.
they sog up real quick.
They get moist.
And that
Big
got
moist.
G thinking about other things that
It's
look like
another-
tacos.
Well,
It looked like
Wow.
tacos, yes. Whether
Implied.
it's whether
Implied.
it's linoleum
Right, okay,
or shag.
right.
or shag, yeah.
yeah.
So you wanted a dry or
No,
juicy?
I prefer a nice juicy taco. That's my preference.
Yeah. So, anyways, that poll is there on episode 14.
Dry scratches the throat.
Sometimes you got to
amongst
scratch
other
it.
How
things.
deep
Yes.
do you go?
It's like God's own kale's God's own sandpaper.
That's right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, anyways, please
Yeah. Get in
follow the poll. I'll have
the
to get
poll.
on there and vote for
We gotta
my
wait. So-
moist.
so we can have our
for
three-
my moist taco.
So we can have three answers again, three
Yeah,
responses.
there we go.
I don't know. Hector's not here though, so he may
Well,
not
he's,
get it.
he's not here yet.
yeah. It is.
Is he selling cars today? Or?
It's Tuesday. I don't know. I don't
know what he does. I don't know his schedule.
I don't
He
have
just
to
sort of
keep
shows
track
Shows up
of
when he
him
shows
yet.
up, and he's a
Isn't he
great guy.
starting to start working with Rhonda pretty soon?
On the 1st. Yeah.
Of May.
Next
1st of
Wednesday.
May. Yeah.
Is that really next Wednesday?
Is it really?
Can you
Mayday?
believe?
That's
This is what I
Uno de
like about
Mayo.
the news. Can
Oh,
you believe?
Uno
it's
de Mayo.
almost-
Yeah.
It's almost May.
Uno
Can you
de
be-
Mayo is coming up.
Uno de Mayo. Oh, scheiß auf den Wand.
No idea what that meant.
Yeah.
But it was probably some Mexican holiday.
It's a German-Mexican.
The German Mexican. We have
Yeah, that we just invented.
we have bratwurst and sauerkraut on that day.
No, that was cute. That was very
And
sweet.
a
Well,
dry
in
taco.
an effort,
That was sehr gut.
in effort to cause the spread the net a little bit weiter, in Süddeutschland wir haben gesagt, so hol de Käse aus de Küchenkaste.
What the
the
fuck? I have no idea what he said.
No
It sounded
idea.
Something
very
about a
interesting.
cookie cutter.
Get the cheese out of the icebox. Or off. Ja, hol de Käse aus de Küchenkaste. Yeah, is out of the.
Well, I got it to
I
to
don't keep
explain.
cheese in my
of,
icebox, so.
That's out of Bavaria because even when I was a kid, we used to listen to, oh God, Polowitz was a comedian on the radio, and he was from Bavaria, and yet I'm living in Berlin, and you have to pay very close attention. Their accent is extremely heavy, but Berlin also has it's like a New York accent. You know exactly where the guy's from.
Yeah.
I was at a
Now, would that be Land Berlin or the regular one? Because we don't know yet.
over the Spray, Berlin.
Over the spray.
Yeah.
That's the river.
Okay, I was getting
Well,
that.
the name of the river. It's like Rhine. Spray is a small little cousin.
Probably goes.
Yeah, I
into
got
it.
nothing.
Nothing. No idea.
Yeah.
But we'll go with it.
Okay.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
But anyways, you were talking about cheese and an icebox.
Yeah,
and-
no hol de Käse auf dem Gooi-Gots. Get the cheese off the top shelf. I went to Germany when I was 17. I had 2 years of high school German.
Okay.
And I went to this little town of Tottenauberg, which is 23 kilometers south of Freiburg.
Oh,
Well, how long's a kilometer?
It's less than a mile.
0.58 miles.
And there were 650 people lived there. I was the token
You were 651?
Yankee visitor. had a blast, couldn't understand anything.
Immersion.
Until after a beer and a half.
Yeah.
Everybody slowed down that
Well,
way.
but I would say, können Sie Hochdeutsch sprechen, bitte?
That's it, Hochdeutsch, yeah.
Can you speak High German, like Queen's English?
Oh, okay.
And they said, no, but I can understand it. I went, oh, this is going to be rough.
That helps out half the conversation.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So
in school we were taught High German, which is what you read in the newspapers. It's not what they speak. So you got High German, which you think might be up by Denmark, but it's what they print.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was dialectic, sort of like going to Mississippi or Alabama and trying to. Hey?
Yeah, some of that.
It's the same thing. You got accents all over the damn place. Same thing in England. Same thing in Germany.
But
everywhere.
Like in this country, you got that newscast has washed out a lot of local dialect.
Yeah.
And diets and architecture are being mono, as far as you can't tell necessarily where people are from. All the little
if you go to Louisiana, you can tell they're from Louisiana.
Well, okay, Louisiana.
They tell us we talk funny.
Right, and we do. But in order for that person to not be in Louisiana, they got to whitewash their speech pattern.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame. But then I always think if you're going to say something, and I apologize to everybody, this is just the way I was brought up, and perhaps it's wrong. If you're going to do a dumb sort of American voice, what does it come out to?
Southern.
Yeah.
Who said that? No. Raise your hands.
Everybody.
And it's the same thing in other countries. They make fun of the East Frisians and the people in these odd, whatever little corners left that can still kick around.
Everybody's an equal opportunity as offender.
Absolutely.
Just like when we went back to North Carolina, and they look at us like, you guys talk funny.
Yeah.
And they're all, one of Bob's favorites, bless your heart, Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Well, that's
just the kind of way you go and tell someone to go fuck
that's
off.
a Texan thing.
No,
too.
there's also
That's all the whole South does.
There's also a how nice.
How nice.
Let me tell you a story. Two sisters who meet at the end of the summer in the South, and one sister says, "Well, what did you do for the summer?" And says, "Oh, my husband, he bought me this beautiful diamond ring for just because he loves me." The other sister says, "Well, that's how nice." And then he bought me a mink coat. How nice. And then he took me on a trip to Europe. The other sister says, how nice. And then the first sister says, well, what did you do during the summer? Well, I went to Pity Pat School of Charm and Etiquette to say how nice instead of fuck you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, sounds about
Another
right.
thing they don't like in North Carolina, I found out, is
the word moist.
Well, no, because you are. As soon as you wake up, you're moist. No, they don't like. I like grits, but I like them sweet. I don't like them savory.
Because you're a fucking Yankee.
So I put syrup on my grits, and boy, did I get chewed out.
Yeah.
The whole fucking table yelled at me. Except, gee,
I
had this great big goddamn garbage grinder.
Oh no, it's called the dumpster diver.
Whatever
it was.
There's a little bit of everybody on his breakfast plate. I mean, it looked like a football on there. And here I am with my grits and my
breakfast shit.
Yeah, I mean every kind of pork, meat, because pork is a breakfast meal. You can't get. It's hard to get a steak. You get a chicken fried steak, but it's chicken fried. But you got pork patty, pork links.
Got daycare going on out there.
I didn't know if that was someone fucking in the corner or
no. It's just normal.
Or in the fucking corner.
Or in
yeah.
Is that the council?
Oh yeah, the council was solid yesterday. Holy shit, they were everywhere yesterday.
Yeah, lots.
It
of
was
fun.
warm.
Well, yeah, it's going to be warm today too.
And they were trying to listen to the radio to see where the Supreme Court was doing with their thing.
Right.
So, yeah, we got to wait till the end of
June
or something now. If you're not aware, Tom, we have a situation here in Southern Oregon.
It's in the fucking Supreme Court.
Yeah.
I'm not the dimmest bulb, but yeah, no, I've been following that.
Okay, well, that's great. Not a lot of people in this
many,
area are following.
How many city? I mean, they got a ton of other cities signed on.
Well,
It seems like Grants Pass is the number one.
Well, because that's what the lawsuit was.
Yeah.
That's what actually the case that is up there is the
Right.
Johnson versus Grants Pass ordinance. But there has been a lot of other city managers and city attorneys that have been like, yeah, we agree with
They
that.
have the same-
because
they
it's
have the same
everywhere.
problem.
It's in every fucking
Yeah, it's
city.
not. We're not an anomaly.
They got homeless in Wolf Creek for crying out loud.
Well, they've always had that.
They've always had that.
I know, but
They're called residents.
Yeah, and they live on property, and they do what they need to do.
that is where the toothbrush was invented. Because invented anywhere else, it would have been the teeth brush.
Yeah, so that should be an interesting ruling because I think that the lawsuit brings in that the city must provide adequate housing for all the homeless people.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Part of Fort Vernon Farms.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're starting our foundation for Goat Mountain, but that is a totally different situation than the homeless.
Correct.
But, yeah, they want the taxpayers. The lawsuit wants the city, i.e., the city is funded by taxpaying money, that the city needs to provide everybody a adequate home in a shelter safe area. And their argument is we have those. We have a couple of those here in the area, but they're not willing to go there because they have rules.
Well, that's the issue that, and I really wonder how can the Supreme Court. That's going to be a tough tightrope walk because
It is.
I'm going to help you, but you got to take a shower, okay?
Yeah, that would
because
be-
in the moment you have some odor, so you don't want to take the shower. So am I wrong? I can't force you to take the shower.
But you don't have to come into my house.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, and that's what you look at when you go to boot camp. First thing you do is shave your head. And
Yeah.
part of that is, for one thing, it's
Get rid of lice.
discipline, but it's hygiene.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you see some of the fuckers that show up and you're like, you need
you need a
your
fucking
mama
shower.
didn't, your mama didn't.
Where are they all from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're stinky fuckers
Yeah.
in the military, even after boot camp.
Even after boot camp, but yeah, that's the fuckers that just get they get forced showers.
Yeah, yeah.
After a while,
What do they call it? Is it a blanket?
Blanket party.
Blanket parties.
Yeah, a little blanket party.
But
drag their ass in
but the
there.
thing is, and there's basically it says, from what I understand it, is you don't have to provide shelter for all these people, but you cannot fine them or do any kind of enforcement if you don't.
Where the hell are you going to get the fucking money from those people? $800 ticket. Come on.
Yeah.
Then you throw them in jail.
Well, yeah, no. That's just their way of saying that they did something. They're not going to pay that. They're not going to.
They don't have $800.
Well, no, they don't have it. They had $800. They'd be
They're going to have to get a lot more bottles of water to return to get that money.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of cases.
And
That's a lot.
No.
Then they get
I-
a room at.
I agree. We have a situation that we need to take care of, but it is not taxpayers' problem. And they're making it
it
a
is.
taxpayer. It is?
Yeah, because we're the ones paying for it. Period. Paragraph.
Well, yeah, it becomes a
paragraph,
problem. Oh,
period.
shit.
Period. All of the quotes.
All of the above.
Boiling water for my tea.
Oh, Tom's making his tea.
So
I mean, we've talked about the homeless issue. It would be lovely to be able to snap your fingers and fix it, but we can never come up with what do you do to fix it? What is the fix?
yeah.
Certainly helping them is a beginning. I mean, that's a good thing, but you also need counseling. You need the other things that go with it. And wouldn't you like to also train them? I don't care if they're trained as dishwashers or something, but something where they can sustain themselves a little at least.
Right.
Exactly.
But how do you enforce that?
Let's go back to day one. Day one of lawsuit prior to day one of why it come to a lawsuit. How many hundreds of thousands of dollars have we used of taxpayers' money, citizens of Grants Pass, Josephine County, or you call it any California, whatever. Mm-hmm. The amount of money that they spent on trying to do something that failed, instead of someone standing up going, wait a minute, we're going to spend $1 million or $2 million, $3 million, whatever. We could have built something. We could have done something other than wasting all the money that has been wasted on trying to figure out the shit that they should have done years ago.
Yeah.
What happened?
I.e. Mental health.
Yeah, but where do you start?
I'm afterthought, or what is that? Hindsight.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
What
we
happened
should have
to?
done was-
Didn't Medford made that attempt? Remember that area of the tent
Yeah, over
they
there
put up?
on by airport. On,
Which was kind of like, okay, we're going to give. There's a tent here.
And they burnt it down. Isn't that the spot that just caught fire? a couple
Probably.
years ago?
But I mean that seemed to, and they had counseling at it.
and that was a private organization that probably did not receive funding. I not
As soon
being
as
a
you
resident of
get-
that county,
as
I
soon as you
don't
get
know.
government funding, there's all kinds of strings attached
Oh,
to
there's
it.
a tremendous amount because if some asshole telling you got to do it my way,
Well,
or
and
you're
it
not going to
also,
get my money.
what's the percentage of that funding goes to just 10 more government employees that now have to monitor this new program.
Right.
And that's what you look at, like Los Angeles County. I was just pulling up here. For this next year, 2024 and 25 fiscal year,
Their budget.
they're just for homeless stuff, $45.5 billion for the
Billion with a B?
with a big B.
You know how many homes I could build for $45 billion?
But if you look at and
three,
Yeah.
three, they're
in
really
LA?
big, but with three of them.
Yeah, in L.
yeah,
How about the Mojave Desert?
well, but you look at it.
That
But you
gets
look
to be
at
the
it.
other thing.
The
is
electrical-
Nobody wants these encampments or
Nobody wants in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
or
NIMBY, not in
apartments
my
or
backyard.
Yeah.
facilities
True.
next to them. And so you're talking about Mojave. You're not going to get people to go out there.
No.
It's an ancient problem. I don't want to live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you look at Los Angeles County, and now it has become so huge that it in itself is an industry. You have government employees making well into the six-figure salaries to manage these programs. What incentive do they have to fix anything?
No, they just keep on throwing money at it. They
Yeah.
don't need to fix it. They just throw
No,
more
because
money
if they
at
fix
it.
it, then they've got no job.
Well,
They're making $200,000 a year.
Kind of like cancer.
Yeah.
We're not going to fix it.
Right, right. No, because
Yeah, it's
there's
too much
making money
revenue,
on it.
Too much
They-
revenue.
Yeah.
We'll use the example
enough
of
if they fix it. It
San
never-
Francisco when was it that they cleaned up the downtown?
When what is his name? The
when
Chinese
they,
guy.
Right. They came in there and they cleaned it all up and made it look good. They put the folks somewhere, 2 blocks down the road, and then I'm sure it is right back to where it is now. But that would have been an opportunity to do something with the money that they're receiving.
Well,
But
so
you're right, Tom. No one wants to live next to a homeless encampment. You don't want one in your neighborhood.
No.
Not that you wouldn't go and help them, and I'm sure that your family is very kind, and you're gonna lend a hand out to whoever's needed. But you don't want to live next to the sewage plant because you don't want to smell shit all day.
No, and that, although it's similar to you don't move next to the airport.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to hear
But
airplanes.
those are put out there for in the distance originally for that reason.
Right.
And then the city grows out to them.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. And
then they wanted them
then
to
you get the
move.
people complaining about
they bought a house next to the airport and they're pissed off at the planes.
In Napa, when you buy
Yeah.
a house, you have to sign a waiver that you're not going to do anything about the airborne stuff that the agricultural
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
is producing. You can't. It's a non-issue. You sign that when you buy a house. You recognizing, there are things that might be irritants to you, so you sign that because you're made aware of it.
Sure.
Let's full disclosure.
Well,
Unless you have a house next to that siracha plant, then you
then there's a problem.
Then you raise an issue.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they built the sriracha plant, and then the houses came out to it.
I know.
So
yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
like-
saying.
yeah.
But then they were able to get it shut down for a long
Well,
time.
we're running out of usable property.
There's just too many
land.
people. We need to wipe out everybody.
The purge.
Just do it.
It damn near happened a couple of years ago, but it didn't succeed.
Yeah, because the government got caught. There's another conspiracy.
Well, then there is a group of people, the Native Americans, who'd say that surge is pretty damn successful.
No, yeah,
no,
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I imagine when our foundation, Goat Mountain, becomes a reality, we're going to find a piece of property that is quite a bit of ways from town.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, you don't get to come in and out because you can. It's a long walk, or if you got a job, we got a bus for you.
Yeah.
We're going to get you to where you need to go be active part of society, but it will be designed that way to you just can't come and go as you please.
Well, and it's and designed because you got to have that. And like I said, just like boot camp,
Yeah.
They don't release you into the world of the military day one because you don't know what the fuck you can't function.
No, you
And
don't
that's
know
the
how to
same thing.
function.
You know, it's almost a lockdown situation to
6,
where
8 weeks later.
yeah, for then now you
learned
can
it.
now you can be okay. You've
Right.
got some skills. Maybe you've done some shit. Let's go work with this contractor to go do some labor work or whatever, and go that. Then now you
Straighten
can
nails.
3 days a week you get to leave the property or something to that effect. Or and yeah, 8 o'clock at night the gates are locked.
Yeah.
If you leave, you don't come back.
Sorry. Life's full of disappointments, and you got to learn to swim with the tide and not against it.
We've always said that no matter what the solution is, the homeless have got to they've got to participate.
Skin in the game.
Yeah.
And however little that may be, they need to have a want.
Well,
Or they need to get the counseling so they can get to
Right.
a want to leave that.
Look at our situation yesterday. I mean, we're all sitting in here, and we are very blessed as a group of men here. We have good families. We all have our issues, but we all have
you
a
wait
good
a minute, we don't
foundation.
have issues.
Oh, say.
Yeah,
There's not one issue amongst us.
we have a foundation.
Do you
that
want
we're
to
not
see the
gonna be-
list?
You got that much paper?
But we have been blessed in our life because we worked hard at those blessings. You know, everybody looks at me and goes, "Man, you're a lucky son of a bitch." And I go, "No, I am not lucky. I create my own luck. I do what I need to do to be lucky. And I have worked hard at getting what I got because I took the chances of the luck
Yeah, exactly.
when it was presented to me.
Sometimes you fuck up, and you,
I got a list. You
Yeah.
don't got enough papers of all the fuck ups I've made in my life. But we were
Some of them come
sit-
out good.
and some would come out good. I've come out okay on some fuck ups, but we were sitting in here, and all of a sudden I'm hearing this screaming and yelling and bullshit going on, and we walk out. We all go outside the gate and look, and there's a young man, in their maybe late 20s. I couldn't tell. All his teeth were halfway missing. He looked like he was freaking
All his teeth were halfway missing.
Yeah, because he had all of them at one point, and they were half gone.
Oh,
Right.
From grinding them,
Math.
or
It's math.
math. Yeah, it's meth math.
math. Yeah, that's
And he looked not that old, and he looked rough. He looked like he was strung out. He had a young lady with him. She couldn't have been much older than mid-20s, or it could have been younger. I mean,
Probably
she
his
could have been.
sister.
She could have been 19 years old. She just looked like she was strung out on meth. And Bob made a comment like, "Where do you fucking go? What life? What's next? I mean, something." And then
well. I would imagine if you looked one branch up the family tree, it looked just like that branch.
Yeah. They
it.
learned it from somewhere, and something bad's happened to them. Maybe their crazy uncle Fred. We don't know any Freds. Well,
I'm sure we do something.
yeah, somewhere that
Fred,
freaking
Fred, we don't care.
Yeah.
If we offend you, fuck off.
yeah,
Food trick.
food trick. He freaking tried to slip a little finger in there, and got all and fucked her up.
Or him.
And
Or him.
or him. Right. I mean, yeah. Well,
Somebody was putting something in
leave,
somebody's
leave the
butthole.
Catholics out of this. Every opportunity I get. But it's got to start somewhere where the light switch, all of a sudden they were a good kid, and all of a sudden, bam, the lights turned out, and they become victims of pedophilia. They become victims of alcohol. They become victims of drug use from somebody that.
Well, most of that is to numb themselves.
Yeah,
Right, exactly, and
Yeah.
that's where the root cause.
A lot of pain.
Any good social worker or police officer here in town, they know every single one of their stories down there. They should should be able to go, okay, the guy that's living in the green and yellow tin over there, that's Jack, and Jack.
Do we know Jack?
Yeah. Lots of
Me
Jack.
off.
Me off. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't forget about him. But they know his story. They know who he is, but they may not know why he is.
Yeah.
And that's where we need to get to the root cause of the why. Why are you this way? And how I can't fix you if I don't know why.
Well, that goes down to community.
Oh, well,
And,
yeah.
and community policing.
Community policing is huge,
service.
yeah.
Not sitting in the office, getting out and interacting with
Get out of the
people.
car.
we-
And it's
Yeah.
it's known that if you're getting out and walking around, it creates a different vibe.
Yeah.
You're no longer them. You're the guy.
A walking
I know
cop.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a gentleman running for county commissioner, and I'm not going to throw names out there. I can't, Chris. Because I feel that he's trying to do the right thing by going down to the park and going and talking with. There's some really great individuals that were promising young people at some time, and he has done that part of his campaign to get down there and meet the John Does and the Jill Does and find out the dildo family,
all the does,
and
a deer,
and find out, A, do you want help, or B, do you just want to be left alone? And I think a lot of it has been, I just want to be left alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the thing is, if you want to be left alone, that's fine. It's a decision.
Mm-hmm.
But does your action then impact others?
Oh, 100%.
And that's where the issue comes from.
That's why they've got the
but you also got to look
parks.
at, you got to look at too, and like you guys are saying with the community policing types, where you actually know their story, to where they may tell you, I just want to be left alone, but do they have the wherewithal to know what that looks like, or what the help would look like? Or they just out of it with their either mental issues or the drug use, and they have no clue what they're even answering.
And I'm sure there's great people out there willing to give them that services and everything. We just got to stop the people out there that are just feeding the bears.
Yeah.
The people that show up with the meals and just pass out food and go, okay, we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Here's your sandwich and a bottle of water.
And some ho-hos.
Ho-hos
are good, though.
But you got
love me a good ho-ho.
That's being kind. And
doesn't matter.
They're only serving themselves when they do that. They're not serving the people that they're helping. And because they think they're helping, they're really not.
Well, there's a group, and I didn't know anything about them until I watched. It was.
I had a story about Glenda.
One of the city council meetings was just last week or something like that, and they were talking about that Parker's place up there.
The one that's going out of business?
Well, Parker's, his furniture store, he's retiring, but there's a building next to it that he's opened up as a shelter.
Oh, no shit.
It's called It's got a sign up called Parker's Place. So it was up there for a vote or whatever to get passed to be a legal shelter.
Huh.
And it's been, I guess, probably in the process for a while. And they've been working with a company or a group of people, nonprofit called Mint. I don't remember what it stands for. But they're apparently the group that goes down there every Thursday and gives them food and water and all that kind of stuff. But also they bring medical people with them. They bring social workers.
Good.
And they were listing off, just last week, we got 3 people into a program in Medford. Things like that.
That's what we need.
Abundant grace.
Abundant grace. Absolutely.
They do a small, they've helped 20 people. Okay. That's not a lot in terms of the homeless, but there are 20 who have returned into productiveness.
That's 20 less than we had the day
before. And you're not going to be able to grab 4,000 of them in one shot. You can't.
No, you can't.
It's that whole, how do you eat an elephant?
But with $85 billion, I bet I could grab more than 4 or 20.
Well,
maybe.
Well, but I would like to see the breakdown of how much of that is
administrative
overhead.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And salaries and but you do have to have a level of government, community resources, nonprofits all have to come together under one plan. It can't just be this one profit. We're going to do Thursdays. Yeah. Okay, it's good.
Well,
that helps, absolutely, but you need the whole package. You also now need that police officer that's down there to be an active part and not just get your tent out of here.
Right. Hey, Fred, you're fucking up. You got to go.
Yeah.
Everybody's afraid to be mean, and it's not being mean. It's just holding people for accountability.
Yeah.
And military, we've talked. Goat Mountain. The gates lock at 8:00. Some people come and go, well, that's violating their rights. No, it's fucking rules. And if you violate the rules, then you're done. I don't feel bad about making somebody being accountable.
Yeah, and I
make all my kids be accountable.
They're free to leave. It's not a locked gate. It's one with a card swipe, and they've got their card. If they choose to swipe it and go out,
you're making your own decision.
Choice. They are not locked in.
Right. Sorry.
And if they get eaten by a bear halfway from Goat Mountain to here,
Cougar Lane,
whatever, then whoops, sorry.
Yeah,
maybe you should have stayed in.
You made a conscious decision to do something, and we can't be criticized for trying to make someone better. And just like we do with people down there feeding the bears in the park, they're bringing them a sandwich and ho-hos, and then they just walk away because now I feel better about myself.
Are they getting 2 hos or just 1?
It could be a hoe.
Just to be a hoe?
Speaking of which.
Speaking of hoes?
Yeah.
Speaking to Deutsch? Is that how you say it? Spanken to Deutsch. Spanken to Deutsch. Are we spanking the Deutsch? I don't know.
Well, anyways, we got a new subject.
Yeah, we were up in...
shiny objects. Left and right.
Shiny objects. We were up in the north state over the weekend.
Rock hunting?
No, we were up eating and taking it.
You know, you could eat in town here. You didn't have to go way up there.
But you can't get the shit we were getting up there.
Well, that's why I tell them about when you go and rock hunting. I said, I got a driveway full of rocks you can look at.
Yeah, but they're exciting. You know.
So anyways.
Anyways.
It's the thrill of the hunt.
So you're up at Hurricane Ron's.
Well, that was a great meal.
Unofficial sponsor of Three Guys and Supports Bob.
Razor clams. Wonderful.
What part of the state is that in? I'm assuming
Astoria.
Astoria. Okay, so
about as far as north as you can get.
Yeah, you go across the bridge, you're in Washington.
Right.
So we were up there. We're looking for dinner one night, and it was like 9:00, and everything's shut down. So we find this place. And I don't remember the name. No, it was a restaurant, bar, yada yada, and we got in there, and the food was meh. But somebody said there's a.
Wasn't that the nights that go nye?
That's the same group.
Same group, okay. Yes. Anyways.
There's this gentleman, or there's this person.
Yeah, you don't know if he's a gentleman.
Well, sitting up there with a group of people, and I had to go to the head, and I walked by and went, "Oh, Glenda, I haven't seen you since," name a town somewhere. There's a guy dressed up in this really short red skirt with a huge-ass bouffant hairstyle.
Yeah, he was in drag. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, he was...
theater.
Theater, yes. And there's a whole bunch of other guys sitting around.
I don't know how to take that, but I'm going to go with it.
Transvestite.
Right. I was referring to he was in theater.
No, theater. Well, he was.
It was in character.
I like that. I really do.
Yeah.
Thespian.
But anyways, Glenda...
was a thespian. Yeah, well, Glenda, I walked by and looked at him and went...
She was the good witch, right, Glenda?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But you don't see that shit too often here in town. It's kind of like when we went to Vegas that one time. We're sitting there at the bar. I think it was Rhonda's birthday. And there was these 4 women that walked down, and you could tell very carefully the way they were walking because they weren't used to high heels, and they had great big Adam's apples, and they were uglier than sin, but they were having a ball.
As long as they have a good time.
So
I take it you didn't know Glenda. You did.
Oh, I have no idea.
Did you go introduce yourself? And
no,
tell
I
them
didn't.
Your name?
Walk by and smiled and have a great evening and whatever. But yeah, it was fun.
Glenda was everybody's friend.
Yes, Glenda was sitting around with
probably a regular there every night. Just
probably half a dozen guys that looked like they just got off a
trawler.
Scared ship.
Off a trawler.
The big eyes.
Maybe Glenda was the captain of the ship.
No, I think
we
it was.
see the captain of a Coast Guard, the Alert. There's a cutter up there that we went through.
I think that.
And there was a period there between Glenda and the Coast Guard cutter.
Oh, yes.
All fairness.
Okay, good. That wasn't the crew of the Coast Guard cutter.
Nothing to do with the Coast Guard.
No, nothing.
I was thinking that's the first woman they see after they've been out at sea for a while.
There's Glenda.
That's Glenda. She's ready.
Hi.
Hi, Sailor Moon Town.
No, I was either Tijuana or Ensenada one time, and me and my buddy were going.
Was Glenda there?
It's getting there. Let me tell my short story here. Let me tell you. I'm good at telling short stories.
Yeah,
but,
you are.
But no. So we just go bar to bar, and they have especially Tijuana, they've got the little whorehouse strip clubs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Never been there before, ever.
And so we walked into one of those, and I'm like, I don't want. First off, I go to Tijuana so I can spend 90 cents on a beer. I don't go in there for strip club whorehouses.
25 cent moist tacos.
Yes, yeah. Oh, and all you can eat.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So me and my buddy Jim were going bar to bar, and we get in this one, and it ended up being one of those strip club things, and you always got the well dressed guy at the
I've
front
been
door.
to that one.
And he's like, "You guys," we're like, "No. We just want a beer. We just want to have beer and hang out." And he's like, "Oh, come with me." Well, he takes us down this hallway.
Was there little rooms like closets when you walked down the hallway?
No, it was.
I was in one of those.
They're called cribs.
Yeah,
yeah.
But there was. He takes us to this other room where it's got a dance floor and like a full another bar. And so me and Jim sit down there. We get us a beer, And well, he got it like a margarita or something. But anyways, that's not really important. So these two ladies.
With salt on the
I believe there was a little salt, yeah.
And a lime.
And a lime.
Okay. So how many people here like salt on their margaritas? Sorry, we're coming back.
I do.
I do.
I'm a salt fan.
I don't.
Bob?
He doesn't drink.
I don't drink.
So
Back
that'd be
when
I don't
you
like
did.
salt either, so.
Yeah.
Well, I did, and when I did, I had beer.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So anyway,
Yeah, back to the margarita.
Back to the margarita. So Jim's got his margarita. I got my beer. We're hanging
salt.
out. He probably had salt.
Do you have got taco yet?
No.
Okay.
And so anyways, so these
coming.
these ladies sat down next to us, and they're all like, "Hey, you want to dance?" and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, and I'm not paying any attention. Then I'm trying to drink my beer and bullshit with Jim, and then she starts rubbing my leg, and the other one starts rubbing Jim's leg, and I'm like. So I start looking around. And I see all the other ladies that are walking around with broad shoulders and Adam's apples.
Yeah, I've been in one of those.
And then I look at the one next to me and I see the Adam's apple because it's like dark lit, dimly lit, and all that. You know, a lot of dark leathers and things like that.
Right,
and
right.
And I'm like,
we are in the wrong.
and I told the one next to me,
bar.
I said, you know what, I'm just having a beer and I don't want to dance. And she's like, okay. So she moved on, right? She knows she wouldn't get nothing from me, no money or heat.
You're like,
whatever.
ole.
Yeah. So I tell Jim, I said, he's like, what are you doing? I said, hey, let's go. He's like, I finished my drink, you know, that kind of thing. And I was like, you see that lady over there? And he's like, yeah, she's kind of hot. I say, do you see her fucking 5 o'clock shadow in the fucking Adam's apple?
And her huge cock hanging
Yeah.
out the bottom of her skirt.
And he's like, oh. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. No good is gonna come from us when you get roofied, because I opened my beer myself, so at least there's some chance that it's not.
Yeah.
So we left that. Then I started thinking, when I told that guy at the front bar, he's probably like, oh, they want the gay bar, so they took us to the back. So I'm like, gotcha. Thanks, man.
Code was, I just want to hang out and drink beer is code for take me to the gay
Apparently.
bar.
Well, you know,
Same-
they got
same
the
thing happened to
guys
me.
in the Philippines and Thailand.
The lady boys, yeah, it's your lady boys.
Same thing happened to me
Lady
in
boys?
Thailand, in Pattaya Beach. It was a mix of lady boys and regular females, and by God,
You can't tell.
You cannot tell. I've seen some of the most
They're
beautiful.
fucking gorgeous.
They are. I'm not gonna. And until they sit down and like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, fuck.
That's why Subway Jared used to go to Thailand all the time.
Well,
they got a documentary on Hulu now on him, like a
really?
3-episode thing on
Is it
Jared.
good?
I kind of remember I was drunk when I was watching
okay.
it, and I was dozing off. So, but yeah, and he was dark. There was not just kiddie porn on his computer. It was hardcore, and his partner and I didn't realize it. I was joking when we talked about it before about the Jared's Kids Foundation. Yeah. That was an actual thing. He had a Jared's Kids nonprofit.
Huh.
Jesus.
I don't know what he did other than Jared's Kids, but he.
Some weren't Jared's kids.
But it was in how he got found out was the partner he had in
Showed
the
him their
foundation
foot long?
is he got caught somehow. And he was like, him and his wife were like in the bestiality and stuff like that because
she was a freak too.
She was a freak too, and they were talking about how they confiscated his computers and shit like that, and found a video of the guy's wife and an animal entering her, is all they said, or something like that, and so. But then on his computer, they found emails. In one email that he sent either a picture or a video with kids, naked kids on it to Jared. And then they're like, okay, we got to go check Jared's computer now. And they were like, because they're like, this is Jared. He does nothing wrong, because he was doing all these kids events and all this going all over the country. And of course, they went to his house, confiscated his computer, and opened everything up. And it was not just because they were hoping it was like, oh, I got this email, and he deleted it and sent it back, saying, no, don't ever send me that shit again. But no.
Yeah. He had
some more of like, dude, you seen what that did to that little shit like that?
I don't get it, man.
But yeah, it was pretty. You should watch. I mean, if you want to watch it, I don't care.
I mean, it's interesting. The fall.
And the whole basis of it was this lady who was a news person, I think. It was either print news or TV stuff, but she had befriended him and was recording all her conversations with him. So they had a thing, and he was and she would just start asking him questions. Oh, what do you do to go to Thailand for? And he's like, well, because you can get anything you want over there. And then after several weeks, and he starts asking her, would you send me pictures of your kids naked? Things like that. And she was like, continued with the conversations and tried to just like go away from that.
Yeah, slide it by.
But and he was like, she's like, oh, I don't know about that. And he's like, well, which one do you think I'd rather see, the boy or the girl? And shit like that. And she's all, oh, well, you're pretty much into everything. So, but yeah, it was deep and dark to where he went in.
Well, there's the DHL, which is
The shipping people?
Yeah.
the guy who founded DHL. I mean, he no longer has any part of it.
Well, he died.
But he went to Thailand a lot for that particular purpose.
Yeah.
That was like 30, 40 years
Oh,
ago.
people have been doing those trips to Thailand since Thailand became a country, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, the people...
Yeah, if they could. If not, they stayed here and did it.
Yeah.
That's that kind of behavior where I realize that there's a sickness still doesn't prevent me from thinking that maybe stoning isn't that bad.
No, it's not at all. There are certain people that...
I got a visceral reaction.
Especially those that...
Not logical.
That continue, and they get 5-year sentence or something like that, and then as soon as they're out on the street, they get arrested again for the same... And you're like, you just ruined that child's life.
Well, he's out there with no teeth.
Yeah, yeah. And so that person should no longer be able to breathe the air we breathe, is the way I look at it, after the first time. Because if they've got that in their head, that's what they want, then you got no reason to be around.
And my current understanding of the internet is that it feeds that extreme.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't just what your high school sweetheart, like the old, hey, you look at it in Playboy, and the Playboy from the early editions in 60s and 70s, it was kind of just like what you'd see in a car magazine now.
Yeah, exactly.
And it, a little bit of bosom, or a lot, but not the tipple,
not the hat hanger.
Yeah, and
not the penthouse picture.
And then it's just got.
Well, then it got into the more to where you're like.
Well, Penthouse was a version of that, and then you got, and I'm no judgment. Then you got the Hustlers, and you got all the other magazines.
Good old Larry Flint.
Going a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper.
No pun intended.
And stowing that kind of.
I just need the next level. I'm used to this now. I need to go one more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then.
And the internet just unlocked the shit out of that
that's
because
just crazy.
Because there are people that they they find shit online, and it's just like you get on the dark web and.
Oh. No, I've heard this, and you don't have to say anything. But I've asked people, have you been on the dark web? And everybody knows the term. It's sort of like the closet that Dad locked. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been in there? And I've only met a couple people that have actually been.
Oh, I have quite a bit.
And I know that. I asked my son this, and he said, A, you don't want to go there, and B, I don't want to go there, because.
Well, it's
it's a Pandora's box.
There is
if you
sort of levels of the dark web too. I mean, if you want AK-47s, heroin, fentanyl, whatever, you can get anything you want over there, anything, and it's basically untracked until it's shipped to your house.
What would you consider the dark web? How do you? I mean,
okay, so you
just type in dark web enter.
You need what's called a Tor browser, which is an onion. Something like that's a Tor browser. It's an onion. Basically, the onion is basically all the different layers.
Okay.
And everything is encrypted. It can't be. The government has figured out how to crack a lot of it, but it's just a totally different internet.
Huh.
And it's basically untrackable of your activities, and that's why I would always have, because I would do it as far as like the crypto stuff, some of that stuff. If I was trying to do some that were more on the shady side, I would go through some of the dark web stuff and use it for that, and that's why I'd always have a stack of burner laptops that if I wanted to, when I was done, I would just dump it, things like that, because your online activity is, it's going to bounce around 100 different servers before you get to your destination, and encrypted at different levels the whole way, and it's very hard. They got to really want to be after you to find out who you are and where you're at.
Interesting.
And if you're using crypto for payment systems and things like that, U.S. it's a little harder, because the government has created so much rules on the crypto exchanges where you have to register with an ID and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
But if you're in the Netherlands, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I even thought at one time when I was big into it.
You got anybody in here?
Yeah, Rodney's in there.
Because the guy's called me because he's been trying to buy a cigar over the phone, and no one's answered the phone for half an hour.
But
it's interesting that he came in. He's trying to buy a cigar on the phone, and
You
we're
know-
talking about the dark web.
yeah. But yeah, I was surprised. And you just find a site, and it'll have the same site. It'll say, okay, what kind of drugs do you want? And anything that you ever heard of, stuff I haven't even heard of, is on there.
Yeah.
Weapons, credit cards. When people steal, they do the swipe things with the things. You can buy a list of 10,000 valid credit card numbers and things like that you can use in other places. And then it teaches you how to buy the equipment that you can now print out your own and code it onto that card and things like that. It's crazy. Yeah, it's unlimited. It's the old mafia digitized in high tech.
Yeah, yeah.
You want it, you can get it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that goes into that again, that sort of that tumbling, from your neighborhood watch out here to step. How do we go deeper? How do I crave this?
Get that
itch?
next level. Yeah.
And
Because your people get used to the same old, and then they want to. I need something new.
Yeah.
That's just human animals in general. I think.
And it's also, I think, if we're going to break it down, it's into cultures that need new stimulus. In this country, it's very hard to have a peace of mind when there's so many points of stress.
Yeah.
And stress of, I need something to be complete, to be a better person. I need to have this thing. And then once I get that, I'll be satisfied. And then you're tumbling down the rabbit hole.
Well,
'cause
exactly.
You're
Yeah.
never
Because
going to get
you never hit it. You never reach that limit until you die.
And, or you bump into a rock of salvation, Buddhism.
You see
or
the light
whatever,
somehow.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You run into them Hare Krishnas, not in the airport.
Well, yeah.
But that's the same kind of thing.
And that's a rabbit hole in and of itself.
Yeah. Well, and there's another documentary I heard about on the Hare Krishna movement, and one that went deep, dark, of the original guy who came over here and got it started.
Harry?
Hari. Because it's Krishna
They call him Harry.
Krishna consciousness or something like that is what it's actually, the religion is actually called. It's
International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
Yeah. But apparently they've got a compound over in North Carolina, I think it is, that's still active today. Huh. And the guy, it was on Joe, we're coming for you, bro. We've got Austria, bro. You got Austria? Huh, fucker? But he had a guy on there that did this documentary. And it's called like Holy Hell or something like that. Anyways, but it's on that Hare Krishna. So the original guy that came over here, he was old when he got here, but it took off in the Bay Area. He was in the Bay Area. And
then he moved up to Oregon.
Oh, Rush. Yes. Well, he had that compound.
Well, no, that's a different guy.
That's a different Rajneesh.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a documentary on that too, and that's pretty interesting.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's a good one, especially because we were here and
Right,
conscious of it when it was going on. So, but then there was one when he was getting ready to die. They were in the process of building that compound in North Carolina for him with this temple and all this stuff. And he basically took all these, like 10 or 11 of these 20-something guys, said, okay, you guys are all next in line. Go spread the word. And then so this one guy who took over that North Carolina compound, it turned dark. He got into that, now I'm a cult leader, and controlled everything. And
David caressed it.
Pedophilia and all this kind of stuff that went through there. But I want to watch that one next too. But
Interesting.
forgot what I was talking about.
I don't know.
We went from dark web to we're done with Jared.
It's trying to sate
Glenda, yeah.
trying to sate something that can't be sated.
Oh, okay, that's what I was saying. So now, if you look at TikTok,
I look at TikTok.
So TikTok is basically owned by the Chinese government.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And from what I understand, if you were to see a child in China watching TikTok videos, it is all about, other Chinese kids doing successful things and, more inspiring to them. Mm-hmm. But then their algorithms for the United States is watch this kid try to jump his bike over a bus and get hit by another bus. Stuff like that. It's the stupidest stuff that we crave and we pass on. And they're, there's a lot of thought that they're doing that for a specific reason. Mm-hmm. They're kids, and it's blocked from certain hours in China. Mm-hmm. And then they only get these very enrichment type videos of, I see what that little Chinese kid did over there, and he's doing great things. Right. I'm going to do that. I want to follow that. I don't want to ride my bike over a bus. things like that. So
I stopped doing that years ago.
Yeah.
TikTok is a very interesting platform because, I watch TikTok videos because my algorithm is on funny shit. It's not.
Well, don't get me wrong. Somebody getting hit by a bus because they're doing stupid shit. To
it's
me,
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah,
that's funny.
And that's sort of that purge we need, that Darwinism kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Yes.
And that I would guess because I'm sure I've been on TikTok. I don't know, but it's I think of the nexus of something like that is you asked for it.
Yeah.
Or candid camera.
Yes.
Which we thought, there's the fake, or whatever, the fake dog poo. And how innocent that was.
Right.
But yeah, like
now,
you're saying,
now you have to have somebody slip on the fake dog do and land on the curb and crack. I can't watch
Yeah.
this.
Well, and that's like what you were saying, that we were, candid camera was what Alan Funt, right? Was
Right.
it? Yeah. That's almost like your friend Ford Fairlane guy. No, Fung.
Edsel Ford Fung.
Fung, okay. But Alan Funt. Well, like you were saying, people loved in the,
Edsel Ford
was it
Fairlane
60s
Fung.
or 70s or whatever it was for the,
Mary.
the candid
Sam
camera,
Moore.
the first, well-known hidden camera show. But then, the next thing is, well, that's boring now. We've seen that already.
Right.
What are we going to do next? We're going to top it.
You asked for it. I remember one thing they had was how they change tires on a car while it's rolling along at 45 miles an hour. What the hell it was?
That's
These
kinda
little platforms
dumb.
and all these it was dumb.
Oh, my favorite was.
It was fun though.
And I still, because my dad and I used to watch. We should send in.
Was that Roy's dad too? As far as you know?
That's as far as we
Sure,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Was this guy on a trampoline who would shoot the apple off of a person's head upside down.
Yeah, I ain't
They're
going to be the
jumping
fucker
up-
holding the apple.
Jumping up and on a trampoline, and he's upside down, inverted, shoots his hair, and he did it, and he just like, whoa.
I had a friend.
I wonder how many takes it took.
how many
Like
people.
the very first one I saw is not the same dude holding the apple.
This guy has glasses on.
Pushes the apple.
Well, I had a friend that was in the sheriff's department, and he was undercover, and he did a lot of meth stuff. Not doing it.
Oh, he was involved in
busting.
busting. Okay,
And he was
disqualifying.
He went to some place where they'd done the William Tell thing.
Oh God.
Well, this guy had the arrow and the apple. The apple was on the ground. He had an arrow through his friggin' skull, and no pain, no pain,
Well,
no pain.
Yeah.
But he was sitting there, and my friend says, "Hold your fucking head still," because every time he turned, this fucking arrow was going. He said, "You're driving me nuts. Don't move your head." And they couldn't take the thing out. They had to get him in the hospital to move it.
Well, they say
I'm
you
sure
only use
nothing-
like 20% of your brain. And,
Well, this guy wasn't using 4%.
yeah. Well, the 96%, it was clear to clear out.
Yeah, it was empty space up there. It just happened to be mush.
Sounds like there was two idiots involved with a bunch of bystanding idiots.
Well, I don't know about bystanders, but there was obviously two. One shot the arrow, one caught
To me,
it.
the guy shooting the arrow is like, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Never shot an arrow in my life, but
And
what the hell?
I'm not sure if it's the same guys that got blown out of they were making meth in a trailer, and there was an explosion. They both got blown out the door. And it's like,
We used to have quite a few meth explosions down there
We
by
used
my
to.
house.
They sort of stopped.
Well, they're bringing it all across the border now. We don't have to cook it, here no more. But down there on Lewis Avenue, right there, that trailer park, right across from your place, Bob. Other side of the river.
Other side of the river.
Yeah, the downtown part.
Next to the camping.
Yes, next to
that was going to
that
be the
trailer
space
park.
place. That was Gentry McKinney's place.
At one point in time, I think
Yeah.
he owned all that.
he was gonna
But
put it
that
out.
Because there
trailer
was a swap
park
meet and
is
everything there, right?
rough.
Yeah,
Back in
they
the
used
day?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough trailer park in there, and it's old trailer park. And
Yeah.
It's been
old.
around forever.
Yeah, they've blown up several trailers in there cooking up meth.
And the fun thing about that, you don't just blow up your trailer.
You blow up your neighbor's trailer.
You get a few neighbors in the process.
Well, they're all in the process of doing it.
yeah, they're
so.
all inside one trailer anyway. So
Right.
Yeah, and the end result for that, for you and everybody else like myself, when you want to go get some Sudafed,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah,
register for it.
Yeah, you got to.
Not now. You can you can get it over the counter.
Is it
no
back to
problem.
Oh, is it back?
It's back. At least here in the state of Oregon.
And
it
that
is,
was
so.
the problem because they get all these
The
I guess
blister
they
packs.
Yeah,
it was
Sudafed
that-
packs, yeah.
Yeah, they drop these people off, and
Yep.
they pick up however many you could get at one store,
Yep.
go to the other, and
Well-
I just thought, what a tedious.
That's a lot of work.
Well, we had to go through it because my wife needed the Sudafed, and bought it at Costco.
Yeah, Costco. You can go.
Yeah,
right.
but-
You have to go to the pharmacy.
Right, but you register and you here's your 2 packs.
Yeah,
That's it. You know.
Yeah.
I think you can get more than 2 now.
Yeah, I was out in the desert in a Paiute reservation.
Paiute or peyote?
Paiute.
Doing peyote.
Doing peyote.
Yeah, Paiute Shoshone. It was out in Nevada. And I'm tromping along by this creek. And I thought, oh, there's a cave there, and I'm going to go look at it. I got in there, and there was
A meth cave.
I can't tell you how many blister packs were emptied. And this guy was making meth there.
Yeah. Well, you have bad allergies.
That's it, yeah. Oh, one time up the mountains, going through from Gasky on the toll road.
Oh, yeah.
I'm driving along, and all of a sudden, my eyes just started burning like a mother. You know, what the fuck? I'm out in the woods. I took a sniff, and oh fuck, somebody's out here cooking.
Yeah. It used to be rampant in this area. Really, really bad.
One of the best ones was I was out there near the same area near McDermott, Nevada, and we were up in the mountains. No trees around, but we put out this 10 by 10 awning because it was warm. We were doing a 4-wheel drive road. We stopped and eating lunch. Well, Charlie had one of these hats on with all the egg salad on it.
Yeah.
And we're all standing out there, and here's this car comes from the direction we'd come, just barreling along, stopped about 100 yards from us, looked, turned around and went back. And there wasn't shit. I mean, there's a road that could get you to Whitehorse Ranch Road, but there was nothing out there.
You interrupted their day.
His comeback, he had to go another 25 miles to get into town. But it was like, what, where are you going?
They thought he was a cop.
Well, you thought we were cops. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like a border patrol or something. 'Cause we're right near Nevada, California, or
Random
Nevada,
check.
Oregon. Yeah, random check out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And there's like 8 of us. We're all just out 4-wheeling and having a good time.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have that situation.
We don't have
Not so much.
Not in Southern Oregon.
not as bad as it was.
No.
I mean,
So apparently,
it's cheaper to buy it than it is to make it.
January 1st, 2022, the law went into effect that you no longer need a prescription for Sudafed and those type of products. So apparently before that, Oregon and Mississippi were the only 2 states that required a prescription. And then they passed.
I got one.
But you still have to register to
You
buy
still
it.
have, yeah, so it says now
still
that,
have to
that
show your
anybody,
documentation.
instead
Yeah.
of needing a prescription, pseudoephedrine products will be available for purchase to people who are at least 18-year-olds and have a valid ID.
Right, yeah.
You just don't need a prescription.
Because I remember I needed some, I had some congestion. I was going to take a flight from the East Coast, back to the Bay Area where I live. And I went into a drugstore and showed them my ID, and they said, "Oh, the last time you got some was in Napa." And I went,
That's creepy.
"How do you know that?"
Yeah.
But it came up on their database.
Oh yeah. They're following, making sure that you didn't
Yeah.
buy 4,000
Yeah.
tabs.
Every month.
Yeah. Nope. Well, fortunately, we don't have that situation. It just all comes in over different resources now.
Yeah.
We've outsourced the pollution of it.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
That dump stuff. The residuals.
Ever watched the TV Breaking Bad?
Yeah. All the
ever-
chemicals in.
I watched the first 3 episodes, and the energy I can appreciate, and I know it was good. Everybody's many
Yeah, it's
told me
kind of
good,
dark.
but I don't need that energy in the evening.
Okay, I'm with you.
And I don't feel like watching it in the morning because I don't need that energy in the morning.
The morning either.
It just makes you want to do a bunch of math.
No, I want. I don't need a vivid imagination to understand the discomfort and pain and the sadness that is around every corner when we look for it.
Well, that's
So
what
I'm
we saw
looking-
yesterday
I'm-
walking down the alley.
I'm looking for the flowers in the crack of the cement. you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm.
You're looking more for like
Hallucinogenics?
Oh, yeah, that. Shrooms.
No. Last time I did that, I was given a message repeatedly, very clearly.
Don't do shrooms.
This is not a toy. You need a guide. And I went, thank you.
What about
As soon as I get back, I'm going to remember that.
ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca.
I heard that's a trip. That is like an enlightenment under a guide of make you puke, but then you get
Yeah, it sort of reconnects all your synaptic processes are in the brain, and I know people have gone to Costa Rica.
Kind of like ketamine.
Yeah, and just for like PTSD issues and stuff like that, and they said it's one 4-day treatment or whatever it is. Fix them.
Yeah,
and they'd been on stuff from the federal government, pumped them up with pharmaceuticals for years, and it didn't ever help them. They were still wanting to shoot themselves in the head.
I wouldn't say I have it. Well, I'm saying I know ketamine saved a life.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it at that. And I believe that is a receptor situation, and that's microdosing for psilocybin mushrooms and everything, which. Our illustrious city government decided that was not a good thing to help people. And hey, microdosing is microdosing. If you're not getting wiped out, I don't know. It's been
years since you've eaten mushrooms.
30, a lot of years.
I once saw, I don't know if it was in the museum or something, but they had section dissected of a brain of someone who'd done cocaine or heavy drugs. There was empty spots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was burnt. It was gone.
That's 4% that was being used.
Yeah.
Well,
mostly to breathe.
Ecstasy was another one of those drugs that was burning holes in people's brains.
Yeah.
And that was huge in the 80s. Yeah. It was really big in the late 80s, but then it was big in the 2000s also.
Yeah.
It was a drug that a lot of people were using recreationally, and just.
I want to bring mushrooms for us to golf tonight.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It'll make it more fun.
Well, look at the colors.
We're just happy to have Silver Mike on the golf course when we show up.
Yeah, Mike's.
Then you can get there. I heard a really weird story about a cart girl from a golf tournament that was found in the bushes. Couple back at a local golf tournament that just got fucking hammered.
Really?
And cart was someplace, and she was in the bushes, passed out in another place.
Oh, she wasn't.
Was it our normal Tuesday night cart girl?
You know who it is. That's an off.
We don't need to say any names, but it's our
Yeah, not the one with that.
Not the one that's be there tonight.
Is she still around?
Yeah, she put on Facebook. She's making Jello shots for everybody.
Oh God. I cannot do Jello shots.
I don't like them.
I choked to death.
Apparently Garrett's got a terrible gag reflex.
I have a gag reflex. I have every time I've done a Jello shot. You got the little cup and you stick your tongue in there and you swirl it around. I get it into my mouth.
You ever thought about smashing it against the roof of your mouth?
I've tried all, and the last time I did a Jello shot, I
bit.
almost fucking died. I choked to death on Jello. Everybody
didn't do a very good job.
No, still here.
No, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I almost did not breathe. That's how bad it was.
He never finishes any of his projects.
So I've been told.
Yeah.
It's the damn thing. I can eat a bowl of Jello. I can take a spoon. I can put Jello.
Well, why don't you take a spoon in the shot?
I don't know what it is.
Because they don't give you one.
That's probably
they give you the shot.
I took my finger and I swiped it around there and I put it in. I don't know what it is.
It's a tomato thing.
It must be. I don't know.
Or onion. He doesn't like onions or tomatoes.
I was gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like very good Jello.
So
anyway.
I'm scrolling through her feed to try to find the post she did.
Yeah.
And this advertisement pops up in the middle.
Oh, shit.
I was like, that. Then I had to text that. That wasn't her. So, it was just on her feed or her story, so it's gone. But yeah, she had. She's like, it's Leaves.
You're talking about the brunette with the big
with the big eyes.
With the big guys. Yeah.
Big eyes.
You identified her. All Grants Pass knows who she is.
No, you have to go golf at the golf course.
Well, see, now you've narrowed it down.
Everybody knows who she is. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But no, the other one, you know who the other one is. You'll have to ask Rodney about that. He heard stories. Nothing bad.
So it was a recent tournament.
Yeah, it was back in August or September.
So was it like the TR for Kids one?
No, wasn't that one. That I heard. It's amazing the things that you hear. A lot of off air.
I've got another story to tell you too about somebody who I don't know is going to be golfing anymore.
Oh, on Tuesday nights?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was. Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay, perfect.
Is it that guy that's in court all day in New York?
No. He's still got time for golf.
Yeah.
He's got mandated golf breaks.
Yeah, but he can't talk about Ian Bay while he's golfing.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny thing
I'm
about
not
it.
allowed to talk to anybody.
Well,
No, and that let's just pour that cup. Because today was the hearing on the gag order for the hearing that he's not allowed to talk about anything, but by God, everybody else can talk about him.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
well,
So is he.
Help me.
so's he. He's extremely confused.
But a gag order means the judge has said don't talk about it.
But everybody else can talk about
Yeah.
it.
So the gag order.
fine.
I thought the gag order was on the whole proceedings, not just one person involved in the proceedings.
Yeah.
No, gag orders.
Well, there's different
somebody.
types, right? You can put that. I imagine over the whole court or sections of or parts of, and this
So
is for an
it-
individual.
Someone's ringing.
I am.
Oh, okay. No. I'm all about fair rules and play for all, but you cannot, in my opinion only, you cannot tell one person not to do it and allow the other people to do it too.
Well, are they part of the trial?
Well,
Yes.
Or are they the
but-
parts of
but,
the?
Gee, but I'm sorry, Bob.
No, go ahead.
Well, the other people aren't threatening the judge, his family, the witnesses,
The jury.
the jury, and that's what he's told he can't do. Yeah, he can't disparage the proceedings that are going.
He can't
on in
call
court.
Alan Bragg a cocksucker?
Not in so many words.
That's how many words? Cocksucker.
Sucker.
Is that one or two?
Yeah. Well, I think it.
That's one.
It is.
Is it hyphenated?
It is cock sucker. So you have one cock and one sucker.
So
that's
gee,
2 words.
Put it in sort of this: if you had to witness against him, the stuff that he can marshal, the people that he can bring awareness to wreck your life for doing your duty of being a witness or a juror, and
You get the names
they,
out.
they can
and the
just crush it. Like the
addresses
two the women that were in the
Going
doing the voting in Georgia. They had to move. They're almost in witness protection. They couldn't. Their friends don't want to interact them. They're scared to go anywhere, and that's why they put a gag order on them. That's why we don't know who the jury is,
and I'm
the
good.
witnesses aren't that. And
Yeah.
because if he starts talking about it on his platform, people are going to get all riled up and go there, and possibly, God forbid, hurt them, cause them harm.
Well, there's evidence that he can do that in January 6th. Those guys.
That's a whole nother situation.
I mean that we're going to go to this Capitol. Now the thing is, if you know your followers are violent,
The word implied is involved. It's not what I said, but it's what I implied.
Yeah.
And that is a slippery slope when it comes to freedom of speech. Like we always say, you can't yell fire in a fucking movie theater, but you can imply that we're going to march to the Capitol and blah blah blah. If it was said be peaceful or march there and stand up for your rights, whatever. What they're saying the implied on J6 is that he implied them to go and storm the Capitol. Well,
They did.
they did, but he didn't tell them go storm the Capitol. So the word implied results in the action of it.
Okay, so he said something innocent, and they went and took it to the nth degree. Same thing with the gag order. He can say something stupid, and it can go from that point to somebody getting injured.
As long as the other parties have the same gag on them.
Nobody else is
Nobody else is threatening anybody.
Who else is threatening anybody else? He's doing the threatening.
They should then, just to make it even.
Do what? Make what? Everybody should threaten the witnesses?
Yeah, just to make it even.
Well,
It's only fair.
Luckily, I think. Sorry, Mike. The judges said we're not going to tell you who the witnesses are until they get up here because of that.
Yeah.
Witness intimidation.
Well, that's right.
That's an old New York thing. No, they're used to that in New York.
should-
The mafia,
yeah.
Gotti got him all that.
Yeah. Well, he's got the name Don.
Yes.
Well,
Well, and if you look at the way things being, what's his name, Charles Manson. He himself never killed anybody, as far as I know. but his people because of his words and his teachings went and did that. Yeah. But he spent a lot of years in jail for their actions because of his communications. Mm-hmm. And I have understood too that he was part of, was it the CIA that had what's the hallucinogenic project they had?
Acid?
MK Ultra or whatever, something like that.
Manhattan Project?
No, Manhattan Project is a little bit different. But
yeah, I know.
But apparently
Still an explosion.
He was a part.
Gilda Radner was in that.
Gilda Radner. Oh, what's her name?
But yeah, he was part of that and was taught by our government how to brainwash people why they're under hallucinogenics and things like that. And that's what he then used to do his thing. And also the Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, I guess, was part of that program over in Harvard or wherever he went to school.
Yeah, he was a smart dude.
Yeah, super smart, and was part of that.
And you know, Trump is a smart man. As much as I disagree with almost anything that he does, he knows what he's doing, and
most smart men do.
I think a lot of his people who don't understand that don't realize that how they're being manipulated.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing with them.
Yeah. I don't get it. I'm baffled that
it's
we can
cult
do the
kind
same
of
thing and disagree. I go, wait, but it didn't look like they're going on a tour.
Yeah, they didn't buy tickets.
Didn't look peaceful in the Capitol.
Yeah.
They were in there just being...
And then all of the congressmen...
I mean, sometimes you got to throw some elbows to get the best picture angles. You know?
Then you had all of the congressmen, Republican, Democratic, afterwards. And I think mostly of this Mitch McConnell, the interview right afterward, he was quivering with fear, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, 3 days later, this whole thing softened to, it was and eventually he's getting along just fine with the way it is. And
even that dingling Lindsey Graham was he was pissed off.
Yeah.
Then he turns around and he starts licking that butt again, the one that stinks. According to court documents.
The ones that's farting?
The farting, yeah. What did they call him? Jimmy Kimmel had a great one on it.
Oh, there's a whole bunch, yeah. Can't repeat that according to Jimmy Kimmel.
No.
Right. None of those. Don't spend that out there. It'll get out of control.
Yeah, it will. Well, it's out there now because we've got 5 countries.
Yeah, liberal media.
Liberal media versus, the other batch like Jesse Waters, he's got to get out and get sunshine. He's used to being outside and golfing and shit. Yeah, because he didn't do any fucking thing when he was in...
Wasn't he the one that was always bitching about
I'd sure like to know what
golfing Obama did?
Yeah.
Obama golfed? I didn't know he golfed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The reason you don't know that he golfed is he didn't do it that much.
I didn't know he was a golfer.
Oh, now that I can look up.
Okay, look at the difference between...
And how much it cost for each time.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, when Obama went golfing, he golfed in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah, and
they have better weather.
They do. Nicer courses.
That's where he's from, too.
And he don't own a golf course.
And Kenya doesn't have golf courses, so he can't go there.
Oh, good.
How many times did Obama golf in his thing versus
and
the other
the
guy?
amount of money, how much money it cost whenever a president sets out of that venue that needs protection, it's crazy. And going, gee, that amount of money could have gone to the homeless or something. I mean, some other beneficial rather than just...
I'm interested to see if, I imagine if just what rules there are as far as presidential travel. If on Thursday he's like, I want to go to Jamaica on Friday just for the weekend. Can we do that? Or is it like, no, you've got certain things, there's protocol, whatever.
A lot of planning.
A lot of planning, but is it just, okay, I'm going to golf today, tomorrow, the next day versus do shit in the office? What is the standard or the rules, I guess, that you hold somebody accountable to? Is it just, I've got chief of staff doing all the work. I don't need to be there.
What did you vote this guy in for?
I didn't.
No, I mean, just saying, when you elect an official, what are you electing them to do? Well, go in and do a job.
Yes.
And not kind of be on vacation a lot.
Well, and who determines a lot? You look at a CEO of any major company.
I didn't elect them. But
yeah. But, is the job still being done?
Most, CEOs, when they get up in the morning, they consider that they're working.
Yes.
Sure.
And then when they're sitting in their limo, reading the paper, they're working. So when they say, "Oh, I work 80 hours a week," it's not quite the same 80 hours.
Correct. Yeah.
No, it's definitely not.
But how much negotiation gets done at the golf course?
That's the
5 days a week. And nothing's recorded.
No. Yeah, it's a because he came in saying I won't have time for golf.
Yeah.
I'll be too busy.
Okay.
I thought, that's great.
Boy, this
okay,
is
good. He's got to take this seriously.
Yeah.
So in 2017, they say Trump played 87 rounds. Then in 2018,
and G, because would you consider that 87 days of golf then? Because you don't do a lot before and after, right? I mean,
yeah,
you're going to play 18 holes. It takes how long?
4 hours, 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's pretty much. You get dressed, you shower, and you get in the place to go to the golf place, and by the time you come back, it's the day's shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
87 days.
87 days.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Then 2018, he got busy apparently because he only golfed 67 days. Then in 2019, he realized that, hey, I got to golf more because he golfed 84. And then in 2020, he only golfed 47 times.
Okay.
So there's 52 weeks in a year.
I would just, can you run? Let me get out my calculator.
Here's the thing here. It says Obama played 333 rounds of golf in his 8 years as president, which means one every 8.77 days. That's Obama. 133 rounds in 8 years.
133 rounds? Okay.
133 rounds in 8 years.
Okay.
And what's the,
but it also
and what's the site for that? Because I think it's important.
It's just a question.
So
Yeah, I
so
mean,
we'll look at it this way. Are
where the data
they
comes from,
golfing?
yeah.
Are they golfing to do it to enjoy
Okay.
it, or are they golfing because it's a thing to do? If you have a hobby, do you typically want to? I know guys that play 80 rounds of golf here in Grants Pass that work full time.
Yeah.
They're out there every Sunday.
Trump visited
They're out there every
400
Tuesday.
428, nearly one every 3.
That's over a year.
Yeah, that was a 4-year
Well,
thing.
Obama
Over 4
8 years, and Trump was 4.
Right. Obama did 333 rounds
In 8
8 years.
Yeah. Okay. 150. We'll call
So
it.
that's 180 and 4.
And Trump did 428
in 4.
in 4.
Right. Well, because you know,
That-
by
So
all
that's
means,
2
I'm
days
not
a week.
defending his
2
golf.
days a
but-
week.
No, that means he was there for a little over 3 years.
Well, you should appreciate that because it was a little over 3 years that he was only fucking stuff up in your guys'
But
spot.
as your point, Mike, you say, well, what kind of business is he doing on the golf course that
Yeah.
we don't know about?
Yeah.
Is he, because that's disconcerting too. Because if he's a public servant, right, he's working for the public, he was voted in,
Sure.
and he's cutting side deals, and I understand that's business, but it's kind of like, wait, is that side deal for everybody's benefit or?
Of course not. Nobody, none of it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Golfing discussions are not for the everybody,
Right.
no matter what, regardless.
I've seen a lot of deals done on golf courses.
Right.
Right.
I've seen lots of millions of dollars
Yeah, but not for
being
everybody.
discussed.
Yeah, and then and in the men's room, same type of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so would you rather go golfing with, say, Trump or shooting with Cheney?
I definitely go golfing with Trump.
Because you'd have to lose.
Yeah, Dick does not have a good.
You
Is he
wouldn't
still
get-
alive?
Get shot.
I think Dick's still
Yeah,
alive.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, he is.
You should ask his daughter if
Wyoming.
he's still alive. But anyways, I would imagine golf trumps because he enjoys.
Trump golfs.
Thank you. Got me all thinking sideways here. That's what his
Yeah,
thing
nothing to
is.
do with
No
us.
different than Joe going to
Find his uncle.
right,
in
right,
New-
in
Papua
New Guinea. Boy, that was a fuck up right there. New Guinea's pissed at us now.
Yeah, but what do we get from them? Coffee beans, maybe? I don't know.
I guess.
New Guinea, probably a gold.
Vanilla beans.
Well,
Minerals.
Yeah,
So-
we're gonna exploit them for our impression.
Joey,
Pillage, unfettered.
because Joey Baby told the world that his uncle got eaten by cannibals in New Guinea
Okay,
in
so we
World War
pulled the
II.
George Santos.
So it's okay.
No, but it might have also been true. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, we
No,
know.
no, it's pretty much proven that it wasn't.
Oh, does his uncle not die? He came back.
No, he died in a plane crash in the middle of the South Pacific, nowhere near New Guinea. It's not like he landed on the island and
Yeah.
they got him.
I don't know.
I didn't read the whole story.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
And again,
Just another.
And I got my degree. I mean, it's part of the way I think, and part of the way I think is when I was a history major, professors say, "Well, that's interesting. Cite your source."
Yeah.
Do chapter verse.
Papua New Guinea's exports include petroleum gas, gold, copper, ore.
Okay, so
rough wood,
they're being
and
exploited by every country, every major country.
Right.
Yeah, and
China probably owns half of it.
yeah.
I think there's some of that. Because China did call them.
Okay, the agricultural
That's
exports
fucked up
are
what it
cocoa,
said.
coffee, copra, palm oil.
Copra.
Well, that's
Coconut.
coconut husks.
Oh,
That stink like the dickens too. Palm oil, rubber, and spices and vanilla.
palm oil rubber.
Different than.
That's different than petroleum-based rubber.
I guess
They
so.
use-
Depends how you rub it.
They.
I think there was a comma in there.
Oh, Roy's not good with pronunciations or punctuations.
Well, it happens when you're reading. You don't say comma.
Cocoa,
Oh,
coffee, comma,
And it's,
coffee, comma.
You should.
Palm oil.
it's up to the
comma.
audience to decide.
Because my mind goes like this.
Yes,
Okay,
I know.
And I don't notice random pauses. So
Which is,
To our
why we
listeners.
were all surprised when these guys went to the Capitol and stormed it. Gosh, they didn't get the comma. I'll meet you down there, comma, and we'll take it over,
Yeah.
comma. Period.
Well, the old
Well, you
one
guys
is-
are going to live and die on that one for many years.
Well, the
So is
comma
democracy.
joke is always like, let's eat grandma.
yes, instead of let's eat, comma, grandma,
Grandma, yeah.
That's her name?
Yeah, comma.
comma.
Bob is celebrate.
It's celebrate.
Let's celebrate. Yes,
Comma.
comma.
Not celibate. It's celebrate.
All right. So, anyways, we got nowhere with the gag order thing. So, I like to hear.
We got a lot of.
I mean, he opens his mouth, he's going to violate a gag order.
That's the problem.
that's part of what he's saying. Shut up.
He just doesn't have that ability.
He doesn't have that ability.
Doesn't have that ability.
And it isn't that there's probably, if you look at the gag order, you can't talk about the jury, the judge, the prosecutor, the witnesses,
Their families.
or their families. Let's just say those are 10 things that he can't talk about. He could still set forth policies, objectives.
Yeah.
Give me one. He could have proposals on things, a firm stand on abortion. I think the states should wait a minute. No. The day before Arizona came down, he was saying let the states legislate it, and that'll be done with it. And then Arizona came out with their
1864.
their reply on that. Yeah, when it was still a territory, not
Yeah.
a state. And then he backed off that.
Isn't that Mexico back then?
No, it was territory
That was taken.
It was still a territory, or was it territory back then?
Was it,
back then. Yeah.
Gandhi's, was it? Is it Gandhi's?
Gadsden.
Gadsden.
No,
Right.
Gandalf.
Gadsden Purchase.
Gotcha.
Gadsden, yeah.
The Great Gatsby?
But
Great
so,
Gatsby.
there's only like 10 things that the judge is saying don't talk about.
Right.
Out of everything he's got
And
going on in
he
his
talked
life.
about 11.
About everything else that he could. I mean, again, putting out policy. Politicians used to do that.
So my next
from
question,
Alabama,
I'm not saying that he didn't violate, and that's fine, but as long as everybody else is under the same rules, that's great. I'm good with that.
And nobody else is.
Nobody else is
threatening anybody.
fucking with that,
That's
though.
the problem. That's the issue.
Yeah.
I would like to see the comparison. I really would. I'm not saying that no one has, but I want to. I'm a firm believer. If one rule applies to somebody, it's responsible to everybody.
Yeah, everybody on that trial that's involved in it cannot threaten any of the others' families and all that.
Sure, right.
And they're not doing it.
And
Yeah.
And
And
I don't
he
know.
is.
I don't know if I ever heard him threaten anybody's families. And if he did, I would sure like to see the documentation
Well,
that he did.
Get off Fox
Now,
News.
and here's
But
if I
start watching Fox News, and you might hear the opposite side of everything.
if on
alternate facts.
if you mention that somebody lives
there a
someplace and they're
chicken out
involved
there?
in something
Yeah.
that you don't like,
It's Roy's Crow. Or Raven. Sorry, Raven.
Don't. It'll fly in here.
That's all we need.
Yeah. Attacked.
Go in and harass.
Yeah.
Rodney.
But
Rodney.
okay, on the whole other situation for the Trump trial, isn't it convenient that it's right in the middle of an election year? Honestly, do you think they're trying to stop?
No,
No.
because
They have to do it when?
he has done everything for 4 years to delay. They've tried
He didn't
every
delay his announcement to be president again.
but he has attempted to not have the trials happen. That's been his objective.
No, I think he wanted the trials to happen sooner.
No.
No.
Oh, yes.
The only part I remember is that he was trying to say that he is, what do you call it, exempt or
immune.
Right. Presidential immunity.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he was
And
still
his lawyer said that, he could kill somebody, a rival, and it would be legal. I just heard that this morning. I went, wait a minute.
His attorney's from Russia, isn't it?
Well, it's Marge.
Marge.
Yeah, Marge Green.
Oh.
Good God.
Moscow Marge.
Moscow Marge. Yeah. So, isn't that right?
Hey, there's other Republicans saying that called her that, saying she's
just
right
batshit
into
crazy.
Yeah,
she is
fucking
crazy.
batshit
She is
crazy.
batshit crazy. But no, it's just funny how everything has come together.
Right now.
Yeah.
Over me.
How do you what? Shit. All right.
Is that Dan?
No, I don't think Danny has a bike anymore.
Oh, really?
I think
Really?
he sold it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But no, it's just it'll be an interesting November. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
What?
Herman Munster's hot rod, it looked like.
Oh, Herman Munster.
Yeah, cool.
The casket.
That sound.
Yeah.
I want to get an old hearse.
Really?
I've always wanted one. Just an old, like the Ghostbusters style.
That's
make
an
it-
ambulance.
Ambulance.
Oh, no, I want the hearse then.
Oh, you want the- yeah, you want-
but
you
that
want the
same
blacked
sort of
out
body
window one.
style, yeah.
Yeah, the Cadillac.
Yeah.
Cadillac, the old Cadillac.
And what would one do with that? Just cruise around?
Yeah, I put a stripper pole in it for midgets. You get a good midget spinner?
A good midget spinner.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, you're working on something awful hard. Are you trying to prove me wrong over there?
I'm going to try to find the video because the audio will come through on this. If I-
The midget spinners?
well,
Under
that
the
too.
order, Trump can't target witnesses or jurors.
So,
He
do
can't.
we have a video that he did?
I'm going to try and find out.
That's what I'm interested in. I don't care if it's from the New York Times, MSNBC, or Fox. I don't care where it comes from. I don't give a shit what news outlet. More than likely, you're going to find it on Fox if you do.
Trump later added a few chilling ingredients to the recipe, threatening the judge, his family, even his law clerk, with veiled innuendos of political violence.
Now, I really okay.
So, but I want
the words out of his mouth.
But I think what I'm reading here is that he's actually posting it on his, what is that, the site, the Truth Social.
The Truth Social.
I don't think it's actually him saying it. I think it's posts as he's putting out there.
So it's AI.
Well, that's the
So it's
same
AI.
saying it.
No, if you're putting it to print, it is saying it.
Yeah.
Just because you're not using your vocal words, I understand that. But what he actually says versus what they feel, the implied, everything is implied. That he did call the judge that he ran the kangaroo court.
Yes, he did say that.
He did say that. I mean that's a feeling. I don't think that's a gag. I think that's a feeling that he's a kangaroo judge.
No, but there was some with like the grand jury. He I guess somehow shared their addresses and photos of the jurors.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
On right-wing platforms. So I'm thinking it was just stuff posted on his Truth Social thing.
Yeah, not cool.
And that's what they're afraid is going to happen and will happen.
There was someone arrested at the courthouse today at the trial.
That wasn't the guy that burned himself the other day?
No,
I'm
it's
sure
too
they're-
late.
Lit himself on fire?
I didn't see that one, but I saw that.
That was last week.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? You
I did not.
Yeah, there's some guy out there in support of, if I believe, of Trump.
And he burnt himself?
Yeah,
He's not very smart.
There you go. Self-immolation.
Yeah, he was trying to
Did
make
a lot of that in
statement.
Vietnam when we were there.
You know?
Priests would
But
light
no, the one today was some guy walked in and they said, "Hey, you can't be here." Well, I just want to know where I can sit and watch. And he goes, "No, you need to leave." And apparently, after a conversation, after a while, he wasn't leaving, so they escorted him to the local Gray Bar Motel.
So they left him.
They got him out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was Trump. I don't know. Hey, I'm just here for the show.
I think one of the things Trump's is trying to do, he's almost daring the judge to jail him for breaking the gag order.
Probably.
Because that would be very great for his base and rallying.
So
probably get more money. In,
right. No, exactly.
Which is why cameras aren't in the.
That's why I asked the question. Do you think this was a political stunt on
states in the state of Georgia are investigating threats
this is from
against
the BBC.
jurors who voted to indict the former President Donald Trump. It comes after the names and addresses of grand jury members were shared online. Earlier this week, Mr. Trump was indicted on 13 charges over his alleged attempts to overturn the state's 2020 presidential election results. Earlier, Politico's White House reporter Daniel Lippman told us more about the allegations.
Georgia is a kind of a unique state in that it allows names to be shared. Basically, it kind of requires when a grand jury is indicting a person for a crime, they share the names of the grand jurors, and so other states shield them because
the
they
court
don't
shared it.
Them to
interesting.
face threats from gangs.
The court shared it, but then
the criminal,
it was fanned by and publicized
someone who was indicted. But
he didn't violate any law then.
A state that says, "Hey, we need to have some transparency here." But in the
that's
case
the
of
Georgia trial, not the New York.
That's not the New York one.
Very hardcore supporters and a.
So we can say that he didn't do anything wrong.
In Georgia.
In Georgia, I know we're not in that trial.
So
because that one's gone now, I believe.
So I'm gonna guess that you could look that up if you had the wherewithal and cared. And then you get somebody who is actively engaged in it and ferments it, and all of a sudden those people and their families aren't safe.
No, agreed. And Georgia is wrong for allowing them to post grand jury information.
I'm guessing it never happened before, that the grand jurors had been.
Well, then why would you do it?
No, they've always. What he's saying is that it's always been practiced that it's in the grand jury indictments, which are public record.
Right.
And nobody up till now has said, "There's John Smith. Let's Google him and find his address."
Right.
Shit like that.
Yeah, no.
And then post it on True Social.
Right.
You know,
with a burning fire underneath it.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. It's stupid, but it's like you back a badger in a corner, he's gonna fucking come out eating you. So and I'm referring to Trump as like you back him into a corner, there's no stops, and that's what the American people are starting to figure out. He's going to do some stupid shit that we don't like, but he's smarter than the average bear. I'm using a lot of animals here, but
you went through all the lions and tigers. And bears.
He went through all of them, and no different than we'll go back to the Georgia thing with the Fannie Mae. Or Fannie, whatever her name was.
Fannie Mae. That's what she gives. She gives house loans.
Yeah, house loans. She had skeletons in her closet. Guess who found the skeletons?
Oh,
Trump's
the prosecutor.
Yes,
right.
They found. If you're gonna go after somebody, make sure that your house is clean. They don't clean their house. They're doing that in New York also. Make sure your house is clean because he's gonna do shit on the borderline of being wrong. But within the scope of the law, and it's all up into interpretation.
I'd say that's why the gag order is there.
Based on Trump's statements, in January, Engoron, the judge, received a bomb threat to his Long Island home.
Did Trump call in the bomb threat?
No, but
he doesn't need to.
That's
it's implied that he had some
thing.
He didn't say don't go to the Capitol. He said, "I'll kind of meet you down there." He doesn't have to say. All he has to do is put out.
Love implied law.
I don't like this guy. Oh, here's where he lives. Or he doesn't. He just fans his supporters. When you got fervorish fans, it's like religion.
No, and I'm not saying that's right, Tom.
All of a sudden, your neighbor's a witch and you burn her. Wait, I grew up next to her. Or all of a sudden,
only if she's not hot. If she's hot, she can live.
Yeah, but on the thing with the whole trial right now. Don't you think
which one?
The current
How
one
many
that
do
we're
we got
in.
going on? So
yeah,
I mean,
three.
Is there three?
But the one in New York, the one that he's being gagged on,
the one that he has to go to.
Yes, the one that he said that.
Right.
Didn't the government, and I use the term government because it is the United States government against Donald J. Trump.
It's New York.
New York. I'm sorry. It's a state against
the
Trump.
people of New York.
Right. The person of New York going after, which would be Bragg. don't you think they're making him more powerful? Instead of just letting shit go away because they know he's gained so much more popularity on the campaign trail.
That's a long U. Popularity.
Popularity.
I think.
You don't think so? You don't think he's stronger now than he was 3 months ago?
I think the longer that you hear the message that he was banging a porn star a few months after his son was born, once you get that, I mean, at some point, some people have to hear that. And okay,
sure.
Gee, is that a good person?
But is he the first president
on moral?
Is he the first president that's ever banged a porn star?
And then to allegedly illegally pay her off and try to obfuscate the funds. That's the criminal.
Is he the first president that's ever done that?
To bang a
I don't know. We weren't there.
Well, we weren't there for Trump either. So,
Hi.
It wasn't the first president that ever happened. JFK.
No,
Clinton.
but they didn't pay off, and they didn't lie about paying.
Look up the Clinton. Look up the Clinton administration. Not Stormy Daniels, but Jennifer Flowers. Mm-hmm. How much money did the Clintons pay Jennifer Flowers?
Was it their money?
It was the Clinton money.
Okay.
If we're going to go by case law, I mean,
it wasn't hidden in a what is the alleged,
so it was okay if he just flat out came out and said, "Here's the money."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just trying to follow the rules of what's implied and not.
That he tried to hide it, and the way that he tried to go around hiding
before the election
was the illegal part. Not that he banged her, not that he paid her, but the fact that he tried to cover up how he paid her.
Right, which he used his attorney to do it.
Right, and then was paid. Then the
Michael Cohen, is that?
Right.
Yeah.
The guy, then he was paid evidently through campaign funds or some other inappropriate, a bank account that wasn't set up for paying off porn stars.
Right.
So it was not Jennifer Flowers. It was Paula Jones.
Paula Jones. Yes.
So, but it's saying here was not hush money. It was a public settlement to $850,000 check to Paula Jones. Financed half the settlement with his own money.
Only half.
Well, I don't. Yeah. So, but it got rid of her sexual harassment suit against him, is what it was.
Huh.
So it was not hush money, and it was publicly a settlement.
It was out, and I'm sure Melania would have been happy to kick up $65,000.
Absolutely, these guys got to get smarter about how they pass out their money. I mean, Bill did it right.
Include the wife.
So President took $375,000. Clinton took $375,000 out of a blind trust containing investments for him and Hillary. The other $475 came from a separate deal with an insurance company that funded part of his legal defense and agreed to buy out the president's personal liability policy. Huh. So that was an insurance payout.
Interesting. No, I mean they're all dirty. Please understand. I'm agreeing. I'm not disagreeing with anything. I'm saying that he's not the only crooked son of a bitch out there.
No, but
I don't have a problem going after every crooked son of a bitch.
Right. We got a list, Bob.
Yep,
we got a list.
Not enough paper.
And honestly, I will say the only president that's never got caught up. I mean, and at least in this
Carter.
Carter. He's if there's a sainthood. Even though he was not a great president, but he was a good, clean man.
But if you had the internet back in, say, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s.
Oh, God.
Like you do now.
We wouldn't be alive.
No, we would be done. We would be done.
Yeah.
But all the shit that Harry Truman, all those
JFK.
old time, JFK, JFK's just been pretty much out there even without the internet.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you every major elected official from back in the history has got dirty shit on him.
Oh, yeah.
That's otherwise you don't get to where you're at. No,
you can't.
You're scratching somebody's ball sack at all times.
It's just that there's never been someone going after them
because you haven't had the tools available.
And we're talking about Trump. He brings it upon himself.
Yeah, absolutely, he does.
He does because he's a narcissist and he loves that. Yeah. He loves the attention. He loves that. But granted, take his character away from what he done or what he is being accused of doing and what he has done. I still think he was a great president as far as the economy and how everything goes. Trump. I think our world was a little bit better 4 years ago. I really do. You may, and it's fine. You can
4 years
disagree.
ago, we had it.
Well, the pandemic was going on.
Okay, and 2016, 17, 18, and 19. We're called 17, 18, and 19.
And he was gone for a year playing golf. I mean,
see, things worked out good
over a year. I mean, so he did what he did.
Yeah.
Whatever, great. And I'll give you. I don't know what he did, but
I mean, yeah. I mean,
well, I think what G is sort of referring to is you look at everybody talks about the gas prices, the food prices, all the above, which
is private.
Is yes, but it is all it is very.
Time to quit blaming.
But it's
COVID.
also very, very influenced by public policy. Your transportation sectors, all of your business stuff. How often has the state of Oregon decided they're going to do a gross receipts tax and call it something different? And now you've got every business in the state going, I'm paying a new tax on my income, not my profits anymore. And you've got certain industries that, say, oil and gas. I think they average, a 4 or 5% margin? And so if you want to tax them at 3%, now they've got zero margins basically.
Those fuckers are making $40 billion a quarter.
Yeah, but what is that as a percentage of cost?
It's a volume situation. Yeah, you can make 3 or 4% on a volume.
Yeah,
because
you look at car dealerships. They don't make that much money off of each car sale. That's why they're selling 50 to 100 a month just to.
Right.
Because they're making,
our joke, make it up in volume.
Yeah. So if they're taxed on income and doesn't consider the cost of that car or whatever they're not getting, I don't know how the relationships are with the manufacturers versus the dealership, but if that dealership is now being taxed by, say, the state of Oregon at what they're charging for the car, and they make very little on profit margin on that, then you're screwing them up.
One of the things that I find most aggravating is when there's policies set to lower the standards of air quality, lower the standards of water quality, increase pollution, and that to me is a grievous. That's a felony. Where do your kids get the water? I mean, don't we breathe the same air?
But we got to work.
The people that benefit that are these large corporations. If somebody wants to put a gold mine on the Smith River, well, who's that going to benefit?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, no, agreed.
So everybody gets to poop down the tube, but there's only one guy sitting on the throne.
Right, yeah. But we got to. We, as the United States, are very clean. The United States is very
comparatively
clean.
Comparatively, yeah.
Could be cleaner.
Yeah. I mean,
isn't that
we can't ever get to 100%.
I think that's what we should strive for.
But the rest of the world is fucking it up.
The whole world needs to live like we plan on being here for a while.
Agreed.
As opposed
but we are
short-term gain.
But we are going to devastate a race or a population of people in the United States because somebody wants a cleaner environment, which there's a fine line of what is clean and what is not clean. But we're not willing to tell China, we're not willing to tell India, hey, you guys need to clean up your shit, and because we're getting taxed to death on it. We're pretty soon we're not going to be able to walk down out our front door without it being in a bubble suit because we're afraid that I farted or something.
Well,
but India can go over there and throw all their shit in the streets.
Yeah. So, but it's also a sort of, yay, look at me, look at what I'm doing. I'm going to, like I drive a Tesla. I didn't do it to save the earth. I did it, got 1,000 horsepower and it goes really fast. But you get these people I get it, electric cars and cleaner energy, and that is the future. Are we there yet? No. Because you look at, my car, I am never going to recoup the carbon cost of what it took to build over the life of that car. It's just never going to happen. And we get all of our hoorah, look at me, look what I've done. But what about, that 4-year-old kid and his brothers that are digging up the minerals in Nigeria with their little Pepsi spoon thing? Pepsi doesn't have a spoon. popsicle stick kind of a thing.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, yeah, Dairy Queen sweet. So, but and I don't remember where I was going with this, but it's sort of your how much work are you doing to make the clean vehicle that's actually counterproductive.
We're killing
globally. We're a country, we're clean, but we're using.
We're killing out the rest of the world to save our own country. That is not.
There's just large mineral deposits that's been discovered in eastern Oregon, Nevada.
Yes,
and the native population, and rightfully so, we've been living here for. Leave us alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
The amount of pollution to extract that, the amount of water, it's like fracking.
Yeah.
Okay, fracking sounds great, and then you look at the trail. And look at all the the stuff that gets pumped back in, and where where do I get my water from?
Yeah, exactly.
A well not too far from there.
No, I agree with clean.
Yeah, and so
clean things.
You lead by I think by example, right?
Yes.
If you keep it tidied up in here, people are more apt to keep it tidy. If you throw your crap on the ground, it tends to lend itself to that. So you can only do what you can do.
Well, exactly. But and I think one part of two is when when Trump got elected and he did away with that what was it, the trans something pact of was something done in France, wasn't it?
That was the climate.
The climate thing. Right. But he pulled us out of it, and because in his mind
the accord.
The whole entire world, and I think there's been documented things that have shown that China is doing these kind of things on purpose because they're very calculated and they're pretty smart about what they do.
Nasty country.
They're making deals like, okay, we'll do 50% of whatever the U.S. does because they know that they're by doing things like that they can bankrupt our country, and then now they are the king on the hill kind of a thing. But so when you're talking, and he pulls us out of that accord, then says because it's the best thing for America. Because we are already doing a lot of those things, but now you're putting us funding different things that way more than anybody else does. Even, you look at these countries, frickin' the UAE and these countries that have got bazillions of dollars, and yet we're paying 10 times more than what they are. Things like that of no, let's get an equal playing field. Everybody follow the same rules, and I know.
And he got criticized because he wanted to be fair.
But to me also, okay, we shipped all of our manufacturing to China because we don't need to follow the rules over there, and it's way cheaper to operate. So what do we do to incentivize that to bring it back?
That's when you were saying that, reducing or improving the environment, there's a cost to that. When you make a decision as a corporation to, fuck it, we're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then be told that you got to do things differently and better. Oh, you can't do that to us. If you're ruining the environment intentionally and you could do better and you may have to not make as much profit, that's wrong.
Well, and look at how many are those lobbyists for those companies being paid for one thing.
List.
And that list. And how much is those section of the Commerce Committee or whatever that is getting all these donations to create policy to enable that, whether it's the offshore working or the the overseas making of stuff.
And it kind of comes back to what you're saying, G, about making rules.
Yeah.
Follow the rules. If you're going to take away the rules, if you rescind the regulations, and it's really difficult to put them back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that we're rescinding the regulations. I think we're doing better as a country, as the United States. We have done a lot better. The EPA was created. Yeah, we don't get to do the things that we used to do because we didn't know technology and science.
But they're trying to disassemble the EPA.
Because sometimes you're over-regulated because you can't get what you need to do.
Yeah, but regulation is good to a point.
It is good, and I'm saying it. I'm not disagreeing with that one bit. I'm saying that you cannot put a civilization into disparity because some guy wants a greener tree
or clean water.
We have clean water.
That's what the EPA did.
Yeah,
and you can blame Nixon for the EPA.
I'm not blaming the EPA for anything. They have their purpose in life.
They have steadily, increased the amount of mercury you can have in your water. That's over excessive. Because we can't. We're constrained by these regulations, and so you can have a little bit more, but then that's it. And same thing with you. emitters of things in the air.
Right.
And I think it's very important to be in a club because that way you can still have your voice in it.
Sure.
Well, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
so we stepped away. A key one is we stepping away from this accords that we had with Iran about nuclear regulation, and that hasn't gone very well.
Because they're going to do what they want to do.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but we've given them back their money.
If you have
Give them back their money.
if you have a group of people that are going, no, you can't do that. It constrains them, and it puts restrictions on their import-export, their economy, and it creates stress internally so that change is more apt to happen, has a possibility of happening versus unfettered.
Nice use of the word unfettered.
And
you don't hear that every day.
No. The other, putting an import tax on Chinese products. Well, that really stopped it, didn't it? No, because we still
No,
buy
it just
the damn
cost
race.
me
It costs us more.
25% more for my bottles I bought from over there.
There's a pretty clear idea that
There goes your
the idea of tariffs wasn't
tariffs.
understood. Who pays the
Yeah,
tariff?
exactly. The companies didn't change nothing.
No. And
No, they
everybody
just
else.
added more money to it.
well,
No, well, yeah,
and we're the ones
we're
paying,
paying
for it.
for it.
Yeah, I paid
That's
an
the
extra $5,000 for $10,000 worth of bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It cost me $15,000 when it should have been, and I think 25-30% of whatever it was, because it goes on. I bought 3,000 for 6,000 bottles, and it cost whatever it cost. It was 11,000 or something like that, and yeah, it was. I think it was 25 or 30% tariff on that category of items.
But let me ask you, why did you have to go to China to get
Because
this
I could
bottle?
not find
In the United States.
yeah.
Because
And that's what I'm
there's no
saying. We've
asshole
been
in
able-
this state that can produce it.
And that goes back to
under
NAFTA
our
too.
rules.
When you deregulate and say, okay, you can go wherever you want, all these industries shut down.
Yeah, they all went to Mexico.
Now the skill set isn't necessarily around anymore in the United States. There was talk years ago about bringing about the furniture manufacturing
Back
east in the east.
Back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they realized, no, we don't have the people that.
Yeah, you can't.
Right.
know
Because
how to
we
do
don't, because they
There's
set
so
the
many-
regulations down that they can't do certain things because it's against the climate.
I think it was just
What's
cheap.
wrong with that?
That's more the labor cost. I
It
think
was
as
the
well.
labor cost.
Oh, and we absolutely have labored our industries. That's why there's big profits.
No, wait, you're not helping me there.
I know.
If a company has great profits, okay, you give some to your shareholders. God forbid, we can't give it to the people that manufacture the thing. We can't give them another 15, 20 cents an hour.
Which is wrong.
But we'll give all the money to the shareholders who don't do squat. They're out playing golf. They don't have time.
Well, it took that money to make that money, so you can't blame a shareholder for investing in something that he makes money on.
So how much do you need to make to have your...
I don't know. How much money do you need to make? I want to make a hell of a lot more than I got now.
And then, okay, so, and I appreciate there's a ladder, and how many people are downstream underneath that ladder, we buy our tennis shoes from Vietnam, and they're getting paid a paltry amount. They come over here.
Nike.
And
Yeah.
Well, not just Nike.
But pretty much any garment manufacturer,
sure,
other than the LA ones,
I'm curious as to where those beautiful gold tennis shoes came from that were
they were
being advocated.
China, Taiwan.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I love the fact we got a
Because I would-
guy's going to court with a porn star and what's the other one? The Bible salesman.
It's a start to a joke.
Yeah, it is. Sounds like it, doesn't it? So a Bible salesman.
So a Bible salesman goes into a porn shop
to buy gold shoes.
buy gold shoes.
Right.
With a bottle of whiteout.
Bottle of white out.
Because
Yeah.
there's things in the Bible that we don't need anymore.
And a marker to change the store prices.
Yes.
And let you know that the
There's a tariff on that.
That hurricane issue.
No, we agreed. We have a really
Time
tough
right.
situation. Yeah, we're getting on time too.
Yeah, we're at over 2 hours already.
No, these are great conversations.
Yeah.
It's not one of our most funniest podcasts that we ever did, but
But
Yeah,
it was
but it's
very
real.
enlightening.
Very
It was. I mean,
Nothing to do with
we have
masturbating monkey feet.
Not yet.
not yet.
We're not done yet.
The day's young.
Yeah.
We still got golf, and I ride in Michael's cart with him.
Oh,
so
we have to use yours. I've still not gone over there to try to charge it.
I haven't been over to look at mine either.
Okay, we might be borrowing two carts then.
It might be 2 carts deep.
Yeah.
But no, we have a responsibility in the United States to do whatever we need to do to be clean. I agree 100%. I want clean rivers. I want my grandchildren to have clean air. I want them to have clean water. I want my great-grandchildren and so on and so on. However long we're going to be on this floating rock.
Don't use the word but. Go ahead.
However.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your
However.
What's your but?
Yeah.
We got to figure out, and maybe there's someone smarter than us that is figuring it out, but it's regulated. Yeah, but you just can't kill off a civilization of people because some guy doesn't understand that if I take this away, that person will die. Kind of understand what I'm saying? You can't stop production of mills, because if we don't have a timber mill, we don't cut the wood that comes out of the mountains because somebody in the mountain says, "Oh, we need that tree because it's going to make us breathe."
And it's got an owl.
And it's got an owl in it, which was a fuck thing from the 80s.
Yeah.
We lived in it. Roy was here during that time, and it found out the guy that said the spotted owl, that's what we're talking about, was living in the old growth timber of Oregon. Ended up not even living in an old growth timber. He's living in a barn down in Williams. That wasn't even part of the.
Yeah, but that barn used to be old growth timber.
It used to be old growth timber.
But they found out it wasn't the deforestation. It was another owl killing the.
It was another.
owl.
It was the
barred owl.
The barn owl.
Bard.
Yes, bard. The barred owl that was killing off the spotted owl.
So, and the purple martin.
Look at that one person that devastated the state of Oregon. One person said that owl was the problem.
I'm convinced that one person was involved with Weyerhaeuser and Boise.
Oh, very well could have.
And because they've got all the property.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One guy in China that owns.
Except for the federal government timberlands that we're not allowed to go on top of.
Well, because the government was.
That's where all the wood was coming from. You know, you were involved with the ONCs.
Yeah, but it's the ONC. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to give the counties money anymore.
Even though that's where all the shit's coming from.
Yeah, all the wood coming out. You cannot cut a tree down in the forest anymore. The only trees that are coming out of the woods right now,
dead ones.
Or no, not the dead ones. The ones that are owned by private money.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Weyerhaeuser, Boise,
right?
Swanson, all them.
Yeah.
Compared.
Do you know that? I know where the Weyerhaeuser headquarters are. If you drive from Tacoma to Seattle, you pass on the one side a huge forest, nothing but pine trees.
Yeah.
In the middle of that thing sits the Weyerhaeuser
headquarters. Well, they want trees.
Not a tree by them is cut.
No. Imagine that. But no, it's just funny how it can turn so quick, so fast. And that's why the state of Oregon, especially in this area, born and raised here in Grants Pass, I was here in the 70s. My family was logging from the 50s, the 40s, the 50s, 60s. And everybody worked. We all had family members that worked in the mills here in Grants Pass. There at 3 o'clock.
That was the industry.
That was the industry. There was 6, 7 lumber mills, anywhere from hard, from 2x4s to plywood.
Everything, yeah.
That was the mills here,
There's over 100 of them with the stick mills involved.
Oh God, they were everywhere. Now, I think there's one mill left in Josephine County, and it's one of the old mill sites down on M Street.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of the old mills, and it's still operational.
What cracked me up is there used to be Southwest Forest Industries.
Yeah, that was down on,
that was here.
Yeah, my dad worked for them.
Do you realize why they came up here? Have you ever seen these forests in the Southwest?
Indiana?
No, I'm talking about like New Mexico.
No, there's no forest.
Arizona. They cut all the fucking trees down. They came up here.
Yucca trees.
Yeah.
Yucca trees, yeah.
Make
a 4x4 out of a yucca.
Yeah. I mean, we had the timber, and we were supplying the timber, and now that we
still are. We were up in Washington.
Well, no, there's
all
timber.
Those fucking clear cuts up there. It's like,
well, no, because that's all on private land. But i.e. Weyerhaeuser, you name the big corporations that own timberlands because they bought the timberland from the federal government or private money.
I knew a guy who lived in Grants Pass.
You know more than one.
And he had this beautiful spot by the river, and just across from his house, they have these great big semis come in with these bladders full of adhesive to make plywood.
Yeah.
And it doesn't all go where it should.
Agree.
Correct.
And it drips into the ground. The ground gets saturated. The guy as well, from what I understand, gets all fucked up, from the toxins, and that leaches into the river.
On the west side of Pierce Park, they had that pond out there that was the overflow for the shit. That was Southwest Forest.
Yeah.
And that was a plywood plant, and that's where all those big bladders of purple glue came.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about the
lived over on Fayetteville Avenue.
Yeah, but we're talking 1970 something, right?
80s.
80s.
Yeah,
early 80s, probably.
Oh, I got out of there in 85.
But that's the idea. It's on a different scale from the guy that cooks meth, and it's legal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aside from that, it's a scale of operation, and it's still not right.
But unfortunately,
Same damage.
Same damage. Yeah.
however, it's the same situation from the asshole that caused the spotted owl thing to the asshole that stopped. Different asshole, but one's good, one's bad.
Well, I'm intrigued by that. What spurred this guy to action? What's
he found an owl.
What's his backstory? And because of
tree hugger.
And if what it led to was only timbering on private land, and who owns the private land, it seems a much more logical thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes way deeper than what we can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't.
There's a lobbyist involved.
Well, I said that's the biggest thing is taking money out of
Because
government.
that guy didn't do it by himself.
No, he's not that smart.
He's not that smart, but he led the charge.
They found somebody with some dreadlocks that lived in a barn and said, "You're our poster child."
Or maybe not. It might not have been. It might have been. It's the similar type of thing about, there's a little situation of homelessness in Grants Pass. Well, now it's in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that Grants Pass is waving its arms saying, let's go to the Supreme Court. No, they want a resolution here.
We want it here,
and
yeah.
couldn't get
Because
it.
they got their ass sued is
Yeah.
why.
And they couldn't get it, so it went up and up and up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think you feed that backwards about a guy, describe him however you want. I could see him as a lumber guy, who said, here's a little envelope, we'll slide across the table.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you pick an issue, and we'll
Right, and
fund
he
you
drives-
through Save the Bunny Corporation. We'll fund you. It's never clean and easy.
No.
not at all.
Everything's dirty.
You're
Everything's
talking
dirty.
about a lot of money.
Yeah, anytime money's involved, payment dictates practice, and that's always happened. So, anyways, we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. We about to roll this up. Rory's probably got some Chinese food to go get or something. Is that
That's tomorrow.
tomorrow? Oh,
Well, what's for lunch today?
Don't know. Tuesday.
Sauteed, don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
that's the best kind. That's the best kind.
I love don't know.
It could be Walk Friday.
Hey,
Who
gentlemen,
was it? Who
I
was
would
that
like to
walked
say
in?
it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely,
Und,
absolutely.
herzlichen Dank zu alle die Deutsche und Österreicher und so.
Die guten Leute.
Die guten Leute.
Good and friendin'.
Sauerkraut,
Sauerkraut. Yeah.
Sauerkraut.
Polish dog.
Brats.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Hey, no, Tom, it's been a pleasure.
yeah, it's been great. It's been great.
I always look forward to you coming to town. I really do.
I got to tell you.
From the
Doug,
bottom of my...
He does. He goes, when's Tom coming up?
I do.
Yeah.
I
No,
love
he's like, Roy, when are you guys going to switch? It just, you go
Get rid
down
of
there.
this fucker and have him come.
Can you
once in a while.
rotate every 6 months?
Yeah, just rotate.
I can't support the cigar industry as well as he does.
Oh, no.
There's that.
But, there's
There's
definitely
that.
that.
So-
But no, it's
Yeah, it's been
always a
great.
pleasure when we see you, Bob. I don't know how long you're going to be here.
I've got to go down next week.
Okay, and
Okay,
you're gone
so-
3 dock appointments.
for... Right. You're gone for how long?
Probably most of the week. I have an appointment Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Oh, so it's a short trip. You'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a week after. Yeah.
So, so no Bob next week. So we'll.
No, Bob. Roy.
Easy
Why
for
do they
to
call
say.
you Roy?
That's my name.
So Roy's here next week. I'm here next week.
I'm
You're
here.
here next week. Tom, you're not here next week.
I am not here next.
So please listen as
you go.
get into your studio and
I do. Yeah.
and
Absolutely. So, okay.
hey, we got golf tonight.
We'll
so-
put this in the can.
All right.
Or whatever
Have a
they
good
call
one.
it.
Bam.
Bam.
All right.